edition, round one, as the road to the Superdome officially kicks off around the state of Louisiana tonight as we count down to the state championships, the Nokia Sugar Bowl State Championships, December 13th and 14th from the Superdome. Good evening, everybody. I'm Victor Howell. So glad you could join us tonight for what should be a fantastic ball game between some very familiar teams as we kick off playoff action in the state for high school football. The road to the Superdome officially set last week. The brackets are done. A couple of games played last night, but the rest of the state kicking off tonight. And we've got some fantastic games we'll be giving you scores on, and a great game we'll be watching tonight here at Woodlawn as the Panthers host a district rival in the Terra Trojans. Tonight we'll have Tressie Leindecker on the sidelines with the Terra Trojans. Jordy Collado will be on the sidelines with the Woodlawn Panthers. Of course, calling the game with the play-by-play will be Dennis McCain and our broadcast partner Rob Mushmack, who will be joining us for color commentary. And Rob, you were at the Radisson. We did the selection show, and for the last 10 weeks, this is what we've been counting down to. It all really kicks off for fun tonight.
Well, it certainly has, Dennis, and of course it was a great show, and as Dennis and I talked about on the show, the parity a lot more in high school football. These two teams know each other well. They didn't have to look at the films, but there's a parity in all 5 classifications that gets started tonight for these 5A clubs, Dennis and Victor, and I think it's going to be a great run to the Superdome, and varsity, we're all going to get to be a part of it.
It is, and we're going to have fun watching the game. We'll bring in tonight the head coach of the Woodlawn Panthers, of course, the home team tonight, and Drew Nettles. Drew, first of all, thank you very much for joining us, and talk about the playoffs a little bit, and we'll talk about the pairings, but let's talk about your team, because 1 week ago, as we're doing scores to close out the regular season, you went up against arguably one of the hotter teams in Santa Maria, and the fact that they had gone on a run, winning so many straight. You go down to the pit, and a very impressive win. How does your team carry that momentum now to where it counts, and it's a one-game season basically every week from here on in?
Right, our kids did a great job last week down in Santa Maria. We'll get off to a great start, and you know, each week's a new week. It's the start of the playoffs this week, and we've got to be ready to play against a quality Terra Trojan football team.
Well, Drew, you guys have done a great job all year long with focus, and obviously you're 9-1 with the only loss coming to Cavalcai, and a great game that was played here at Woodlawn, but you got to beat a team twice. And you know, you've heard the old cliche, it's tough to do it twice, but it's reality. You got to do it tonight. You played Terra several weeks ago. You won that football game. Terra was 7-0 at the time. They're a good football team. You got them again tonight. Varsity, they're coming to your place. How do you keep your kids focused?
Well, again, we tried to mention the fact that, you know, this is the first round of the playoffs. We need to play Terra or anybody else throughout the state. So whoever it may be, we got to be focused and execute you know, our game plan and throughout and play hard throughout the game. And hopefully that take care of itself.
True, something I'm sure we'll ask David Prescott as well. Is it easier getting ready for a team that you saw not only in your district throughout the season, but 2 weeks ago? Or would it have been easier to take on a team from North Louisiana or the New Orleans area? Maybe somebody you're not as familiar with, since the kids probably know each other on and off the field.
Well, I think it both ways is good. You know, one, they know what that Terra does and can prepare and add a few things to what we did the last time. And the other idea, you know, focusing on somebody new would be nice, but again, it's a playoff, and we got to do whatever it takes tonight.
Well, I know it's going to be fun. I know you've been telling your kids and Coach Prescott both telling your kids to have fun. That's what it's all about. I know the coaching staff has fun. Congratulations on getting this point. Good luck tonight, and thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, Drew. Head coach Drew Nettles of the Woodlawn Panthers, as his team has taken the field for their warm-ups. And, you know, you have no doubt when you're in the jungle, Rob, they got the music blaring, the band's put on the field, and it's always a fun excitement here at the jungle. There's a reason why it's got that nickname.
Well, it's a well-kept secret. You know, I went to school here from 77 to 81 when the jungle wasn't quite this wild. But I'm going to tell you what, there was some great football games played here back in the 80s. Of course, they reached the semifinals in the mid-80s here in a game that they were leading with 3 minutes to go, and that team would have gone to the Dome the same year that Broadmoor went to the Superdome.
This should be a good one. Drew Nettles joining us. When we come back, we'll be joined by the head coach of the Terra Trojans, David Prescott, and get his views on tonight's game when the live Cox 4 Game of the Week playoff edition returns to Woodlawn High School right after this. And welcome back to the jungle, everybody, as we're getting ready to kick off the playoff edition of the live Cox 4 Game of the Week with the Terra Trojans making a crosstown trip to take on the Panthers from Woodlawn. Again, joined with Rob Mushmack, and now the head coach of the Terra Trojans, and David Prescott, a coach and a team that we've seen on Cox 4 Game of the Week earlier this season. First of all, David, congratulations, and thanks for joining us as your team is getting ready. And start with about the path that the team took here, because there's no question your team knows winning. You went on 7 straight, and then you struggled down the stretch against 3 quality teams, we should mention, because all of them are in the playoffs. Well, you talk about a confidence factor. You and I were just talking earlier. It's all about having fun now. Have your kids been able to focus on that point, getting ready for tonight's game?
Well, I certainly hope so, you know, and we did. We told them we were going to have a good time. We worked all year to get here. I think their confidence level is high, and I think they're ready to have a good time and create some excitement.
Well, David, I talked with Drew when we asked Drew Nettles about it, and you're playing a team for the second time. And it's hard to beat someone a second time, something you've had to do in the past. You've had to beat a team that you've already beaten, but what do you tell your kids? Of course, y'all were 7-0 at one time and playing very good football, and as Victor said, the teams you lost to are no slouches, so it's not like y'all gone on a tailspin. You just played some pretty good football, but y'all played good yourself.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. You know, the last 3 games were all close. Probably Woodlawn beat us worse than anybody. And so we tell them, you know, it's a new season and we got to go after them. Sure, I'd have rather played someone else just because I think our district is so strong that we could have snuck up on people. But, you know, we respect Woodlawn. After all, they're a top 10 team and we were 28. So, I mean, you know, we feel fortunate to be here and we're going to have to be on our best game to compete with them. But we look forward to the challenge.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of teams, Victor, in the state that would like to be a 28, but these guys aren't a true 28. Don't let him surprise you.
You're exactly right.
Don't let him surprise you.
You're exactly right. And David, in the paper this morning, you and Drew Nettles both quoted as saying you've tried to tell the fans, hey, forget about what happened 2 weeks ago because you have to look at tonight's game. Has it been easy for the players to focus, like you were just talking about earlier, and forget about what happened 2 weeks ago? Because you know these kids know each other on and off the field. Have they been able to listen to you and take that advice?
I think so. I think the kids realize in our program that we may not have put forth our best effort the first time, and rarely in life do you get a second chance. And you know, we invite this second chance, and I think they're ready. I mean, I have all the confidence in the world, and I think it's going to be a great football game.
We know there are a lot of top matchups tonight in the first round. This one of the better ones, but 2 teams we're familiar with, and we appreciate you letting us come out and be a part of it. Thanks for joining us tonight, and best of luck, David.
Thank y'all very much.
David,
absolutely.
Thank you.
David Prescott, the head coach of the Terra Trojans. And Rob, as you mentioned to him, you know, in basketball, you know it, the 2 teams always play each other twice, but in football, it's rare that you face the same team, let alone 2 weeks removed from the last time you met them. It's easy for the coaches to say don't focus on it, but you know people are doing it.
Yeah, they have to, but the strange thing is that since they've gone to the PowerPoints, you wouldn't think this would happen, but It happens all over the state. Teams that you think, there's 31 other teams you could play, but yet hometown teams, and Dennis, Victor, why do I keep calling you Dennis? But you don't look
like it's insulting me or insulting Dennis. We'll discuss that later.
But what I'm saying is, teams that are seated like that, the PowerPoints just take care of itself. There's nothing in there that says Woodlawn has to play Terra. It's just who you play throughout the year and who they beat, but it happens more often than you would think.
No, you're right. And the fact that this is not the only game in the playoffs tonight where 2 teams in the same district are playing one another. And since we're talking about the brackets, when we come back from the break, we'll be joined by the gentleman who'll be doing the play-by-play tonight, Dennis McCain. We'll talk about some of the brackets, some of the seedings, and some of the other big games involving our area teams. We'll return to the jungle in just a moment. This is the live Cox 4 Game of the Week.
Cox.
Welcome back to the jungle, ladies and gentlemen. About 15 minutes away from kickoff tonight as we kick off the playoff edition of the live Cox 4 Game of the Week. As the road to the Superdome officially gets underway, we'll be down in the Dome December 13th and 14th, broadcasting the state championships game from all 5 classes. Rob Mushback joins us, and of course Dennis McCain, who's done play-by-play with us all year long. And guys, let's talk a little bit about the brackets and the selections. You all did the bracket show on Cox Sports Channel 38 in Baton Rouge around the whole regional area. Some very interesting matchups, including one that you guys know very well, caught my attention right away. It's being played over in the Lafayette area tonight. Santa Ma from our region taking on Karen Crow. A 15 versus an 18. A very ironic situation between those 2 teams.
Boy, it's very ironic, and I'll tell you what, they're 2 great ball clubs that are always in this position. They very rarely have to play themselves this early, but they're always in a position where they can make runs, and this is somebody tonight is a great football team that will not be playing in the second round of the playoffs.
Well, we had that game a few years ago, Rob. If you remember, Karen Crow had to go to Santa Ma, and of course the pairings came about the next year, because what they try to do, of course, if people are not familiar with the pairings, they put number 1 against number 32. 160 teams make the playoffs. But the idea of the thing is to try to get the best teams in the championship game of the Dome. That doesn't always happen, but I think that it's a better situation, although teams have to travel statewide. But I think that's very, very great for people to get to see different parts of the state. And today is on the road. As we looked around on the interstate, you can see cars going by from North Louisiana heading to South Louisiana, from Cameron all the way up to the northern part of the state.
Well, I'll tell you, as chilly as it's gotten here in a hurry, there's one place I'm glad we are tonight not going, and that's to North Louisiana, because those people are going to be frigid.
It's going to be cold up there. You know, we're talking about the Karen Crow Santa Ma game. Santa Ma actually sent a scout to Karen Crow on Tuesday to ask what time could they get on campus, when could they start cooking, where would the mobile home. It's a big deal over there. They're going to invade it. And 2 teams that, because of that matchup several years ago, that's the reason we got PowerPoints.
Well,
Let's look.
They like to get at each other pretty good, and so, you know, it's a big rivalry with Karen Crow and Santa Ma, even though, needless to say, they're not in the same district. But it is a rivalry, and both those schools are very familiar with each other, not only the players, but the fans very familiar with each other.
That district that Karen Crow is in, 5 teams from that district making the playoffs. Sulphur, a Como, a Barb, a Karen Crow, a very loaded district in that area. Let's jump down a couple of classes in 3A. Of course, we've seen Redemptus. They've been #1 all year long in terms of the rankings. We don't find them #1 in the PowerPoints, but Redemptus and Parkview, they met a week ago. Both of those teams very highly seated in the PowerPoints.
Well, they are, and I tell you, if this thing plays out the way a lot of people think it might play out, you could have starting next week. Of course, this week you've got, if Lutcher wins, Lutcher plays St. James next week. Parkview wins next week. They would play the winner of Lutcher St. James. And then guess who's sitting out there in the semifinals for either St. James or Redemptus to play? Parkview. So all these teams we've had on all year long clumped together right there in 3A, but only one of them can make it to the Dome because they're all in the same bracket.
Well, plus 3A is just such a great class because you have a lot of small towns around the state of Louisiana. They have one school, and that school is in 3A.
Were there any surprises? You guys did the bracket show when we announced it. Were there any quick surprises before we wrap up here that caught your eye as we head into tonight's game?
I think the biggest surprise was us finding out Sunday that McKinley had made the playoffs, but due to the injuries, chose not to play, which put Clark in, and the coach at Salmon's, a good friend of mine, said, hey, Clark's got talent, and we had to struggle to beat Clark in our scrimmage. So a 32 seed in 4A that's not even supposed to be in is now worrying the #1 seed in 4A.
Well, you guys talked about the parity earlier in the show, but I think the big surprise to people watching at home, you see West Monroe not up there 1 or 2, and then also John Curtis down in the 4A bracket.
Right, and we'll talk a lot more about that. I know you guys will head up to the booth. Rob, thanks for joining me as always for the pregame. Dennis McCain, thank you. You got it. We'll keep those scores coming. They'll have the call of the game, and when we come back, Tressie Leindecker, Jordy Collada with some last-minute notes and game views before we kick off between Woodlawn and Terra here on the live Cox 4 Game of the Week. Welcome back to the jungle, everybody. We're a few minutes away from kickoff between Woodlawn and Terra, week 1 of the high school football playoffs, and we're joined by Jordy Collada and Tressie Leindecker, as always, our sideline reporters. And tonight, Tressie's going to be joining us from the Terra Trojans sideline. And Tressie, the Trojans trying to relive a little history from school history when it involves playoffs and state championships.
Absolutely. Terra was the last team to represent Baton Rouge in a state championship. That was back in 1974. That was the days way before the Dome. They actually played it at the State Fair Stadium back in Shreveport.
And taking the title back to Baton Rouge being the key there.
Absolutely. I know that y'all talked with David earlier in the pregame show, but I think a important piece of information worth noting that David came to Terra 3 years ago. Went 1-9. Last year 6-4. This year 7-3, and in the first round of the playoffs. Those are truly attributes of him building a first-rate program at Terra.
Absolutely.
So David is a good coach, and you're going to see his team come out and play and give 100% tonight.
Absolutely. Not only him, but his entire staff. You're right about that with the way they've gone. We'll look forward to your reports from the Terra Trojan sideline tonight. And Jordy Collada will be on the home sideline with Woodlawn. And Jordy, when we talked to Drew Nettles earlier, he mentioned the fact that it's an interesting scenario. You're playing a team that you just saw 2 weeks ago, both of these teams being district rivals.
Right, Victor. Talking to Coach Nettles before the game and throughout the week, he talked about how Terra was talking about the second matchup of these two teams. But Coach Nettles has told his team throughout the week that this is a new season, and this is a new game, and this is the first week of the playoffs, and it's, after this, if you lose, you go home. If you win, you keep going.
For everybody around the state, it's a one-game season. If you can win 5 more, you're in the Superdome, and you're taking home a state title. Jordy, we'll look forward to your reports from the Woodlawn sideline. They're about to present the colors, so we're going to take this final time out, and when we return to Woodlawn in the jungle, we'll be heading up to the booth with Dennis McCain, Rob Mushmack, and the call of tonight's first-round playoff game, the Terra Trojans and the Woodlawn Panthers, live right here on Cox 4 with our live Game of the Week. We'll be right back, everybody. Filled in 5 classes of high school football throughout the state of Louisiana, and it's a 5-game season, and in 5 weeks there'll be 5 teams in each classification with a perfect record, and they'll be taking home a state championship for high school football for the 2002 football season. Welcome back to the jungle, everybody. I'm Victor Howell. So glad you could join us tonight for what should be a fantastic ball game between 2 teams, as we've been talking about for the last half hour, very familiar with one another. The Woodlawn Panthers, the Terra Trojans, 2 teams that are district rivals and played 2 weeks ago when Woodlawn took the victory over Terra. And of course, we all know that Woodlawn won a big game down at the pit last week against Santa Monica to take home a share of the district championship. For the Terra Trojans, a team that is no stranger to winning, as they were 7-0 through the first 7 games of the season. Then they ran up against 3 very competitive teams in Catholic, Santa Monica, and Woodlawn, and went 0-3 down the stretch, but they still have a strong enough team to get down here to the playoffs as the Terra Trojans have taken the field. Woodlawn has taken the field. We'll get ready for the coin toss, and to get you ready for tonight's kickoff, we'll head upstairs to the press box with the 2 guys that'll be calling tonight's action, Dennis McCain and Rob Mushmack. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Victor. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Woodlawn High School, where tonight the Woodlawn High School Panthers are hosting the Terra Trojans. It's the first game of the 2002 playoffs. With my broadcast partner, Rob Mushmack, I'm Dennis McCain. Rob, it all starts right here, the road to the Dome.
Well, the road to the Dome, you got to win that first round game, Dennis, and it's always the toughest one to play in the first round. And this one's tough for both these squads because it's a tough draw for both of them. 2 excellent football teams that if they didn't play each other would probably advance a little bit farther in the playoffs.
Let's go down to the coin flip now as we go down on the gridiron at Woodlawn High School.
The umpire. Mr. Gregory is the head linesman. Mr. Bordelon is the line judge. Mr. McGovern is the back judge. You're doing the talking. I got heads and I got tails. Call it in the air. Call it loud enough so 75 can hear you. If I drop it, we can do it over again. Okay? Yeah. Tails, and it is a heads. You've lost. You've won the toss. Want the ball. What goal do y'all want to defend? Kick that way. Okay, white, y'all face this direction. Blue, face this way. We won the toss. Elected to receive. All right, fellas, rejoin your teams. Let's have a good game. Okay.
All right, so you saw it right there. Bob McAnally, the official, the man in the white hat. Woodlawn against Terra. And now let's take a look at the keys to victory tonight. First of all, for the Terra Trojans.
Well, for Terra, they need to remember, Dennis, they were 7-0. Forget the 0-3 because you played good football losing those 3 games, but you also played just as good a football when you were 7-0. Just remember that. Play the way you played all year long. Forget the record. Minimize. That's the big word. Minimize the BP, the TO, and the FP. That's the big plays, the turnovers, and the field position. If the Terra defense can take care of those things and their offense doesn't make turnovers, they got a great chance of winning this football game. Dennis, Terra's a good football team that unfortunately got to play a team that they played already this year because this is a football team that can make a run in the state playoffs.
And now let's look at the keys to victory for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, for Woodlawn, they need to contain Pearson and Schultz. Schultz scores a lot of touchdowns. Pearson picks up a lot of hard yards on the ground. Would somebody please block Bryant Mason? Bryant Mason's a heck of a linebacker for Terra. If you don't block him, he's going to stuff Spears and be able to make some penetration on the Woodlawn passing game and can shut down the Woodlawn offense.
Teeing the ball up is James Jefferson for the Terra Trojans. And we're set to go from Woodlawn High School on a Friday night. The playoffs in Louisiana start tonight all across our great state. From 1A to 5A, we have a 5A game for you on Cox 4. Jefferson brings his team, and they fake that very often. They do it again. And now this time, he will kick it as his teammates spread out. And here we go from Woodlawn High School. Jefferson kicks the football, and he kicks it low, and it's bouncing around. And Woodlawn jumps on it at the 36-yard line. Let's look at the starting lineups first of all for the Woodlawn Panthers. On offense tonight, Barris is their quarterback, and there they are.
Spears, 1,500 yards rushing. Bain, Mack, Gransberry, Randolph, probably the best skilled people in the state of Louisiana in any classification. Up front, Peterson, Fletcher, Vadrine, Jones, and Willie Roberts. It's a pretty good offensive front that's opened up some nice holes for Mr. Spears.
Barris is the quarterback for the Woodlawn Panthers, and he has Spears behind him, but he'll throw instead, and he has it complete out there, and a nice gain, moving the ball across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Got it to Rashawn Jacobs. It's just a quick look to Jacobs on the near side, on the slant, gets it. Jacobs, that's what you don't want if you're Terra. He can catch it, that's okay, but you've got to minimize the yards after the catch.
Harris again has Spears right behind him. He'll throw it again, and he has it complete to Gransberry. Gransberry is lumbering, and he has taken the ball down the sideline for another first down. 2 plays and 2 first downs for Woodlawn.
Well, take a look at it right here. Just the same play to watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 15 steps after the catch, and that's a killer.
Williams and Roy made the tackle. They got in there and got him to the ground, but not before Grandsbury had a big first down. And Woodlawn looks very, very sharp tonight. They have it at the 25. Ferris is throwing again, and that one is tipped up into the air, and the ball is going to be intercepted by the Terra Trojans. And getting the football was Justin Dunn, and the Trojans have held and have intercepted.
Well, here's your tip drill. He's got him on the outside. Freeze it right there. Now watch the tip.
Too bad he ain't got a damn reflex.
And here he comes right through here. One-handed, first down, Terra, Justin Dunn, and that's just a great athletic play by Dunn. Woodlawn moving right down the field, the tip drill, that's why you practice. Everybody says, why do they do that? Well, that's why they do it. Ask the Kentucky defensive backs why they do it.
On the offense now, Josh Campbell, the young man who will come up under center for them. But before the play starts, there's a whistle, and we'll go down to check out what exactly happened.
Come on, Will! Encroachment on the defense. First down.
Bob McAnally, the referee, 27 years now in the association. Carol Gibson, the umpire. Kelly McGovern, the back judge. Brent Gregory, the head linesman. Terrell Bordelon, the line judge. And up in the box, a good buddy of mine, Mr. Dennis Wax, running the clock.
First down and 5 after the encroachment penalty on Woodlawn, and the handoff is to Schultz out to the right side. Schultz has running room, and there he goes, pulling tacklers with him across the 35, out to the 36, and a first down for the Terra Trojans.
Well, all they did right here was just, they did nice blocking right in here. Schultz gets his hole, and he's going to be coming right through here and cuts it back. Nice yardage. A first down pickup for Schultz and the Terra Trojans. And if you're the Woodlawn defense, you give up 17 points a game or less, they've won 8 of those.
Early fought off a blocker and made the tackle. And here we go again as Campbell is calling his cadence, and now he wants to throw. There's a big rush by Woodlawn. The ball's on the ground, and Woodlawn is all around it, and it looks like the Panthers have it, and it looks like a lot of purple shirts on it, but now somebody from Terra dives up under there. So let's see. Terra keeps the football. Somehow a Trojan got in there and got the ball.
Pick it up!
It was Schultz, I believe, who got in there and got the football.
Well, watch your linebackers right here. You got 58 and 45 from Woodlawn coming through. 41 on the outside. Here's your fumble. And how Woodlawn didn't get that one, I have no idea.
Campbell to throw, he flips it out, and that could be a fumble. The ball's going and bounding out of bounds. It is ruled a lateral, and so it was a fumble, but it goes out of bounds, and the ball will remain with the Terra Trojans. A lot of action early on, Rob. We have a good one. It's playoff time in Louisiana.
Boy, right there. There's your fumble right there, and a golden opportunity for Woodlawn. But Terra, great hustle, gets the football back.
Third down and a long way to go for the Terra Trojans. They have to go all the way up to the 46-yard line to get a first down, and so on third down, they'll hand off, and there is running room over there, though, and Pearson is loose down the right side. A nice gain on third down, not nearly enough for the first down, but a good job field position-wise for the Terra Trojans as he's knocked down at the 39.
So Pearson just takes it right behind his big tackle. Right there, he's got a lot of room, but Woodlawn's defensive backs do a nice job of closing on the play, and Terra will have to punt it away.
All right, the Terra Trojans now will punt, our first punt of the game. Womack is the guy who will kick it, and he gets it away, and the ball is bouncing around, and they'll kill it down around the 20-yard line, and that is where the Woodlawn Panthers will take the football. Good evening, everybody. Tonight's game is being brought to you by several fine sponsors, Rob.
Well, and tonight, City Cafe. Squeaky Miranda. George O'Neill and O'Neill behind the right egg. Squeaky going to be open late. So right here at Woodlawn, you're only a couple of blocks away. Go by and see Squeaky. Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel has great stores all over, new stores all over the Baton Rouge area. Jim Bickley, Chris Sattler, been a sponsor all year. They're a great sponsor of high school sports. Pierre Crawdeau. What can you say about Pierre Crawdeau and the fine clothing they have in the Mall, Louisiana? Pierre Crawdeau.
Here we go now with the ball. The Woodlawn Panthers, and a handoff is straight up the middle, and Spears is running, and there he goes darting to the outside. They sling him down, but Spears has a big gain out to the 41-yard line. Coming in to tackle him was Roy for the Terra Trojans.
Well, watch your hole right in here. They do a nice job, and then when it's that open, Spears waits, and then springs it right through the hole. Spears has nearly 1,500 yards rushing on the season. That offensive front's been a big reason for that.
Harris again puts a man in motion, and he hands off again to Spears. This time, Terra does a better job, but Spears still pounds it in there for about 3 yards on first down.
The thing about Woodlawn that you've heard all year is Ransbury, Mack, all these guys on the wide, and Ferris getting it to them, but Spears, 1,500 yards rushing, and they can throw the football. That's what makes Woodlawn so dangerous. You don't know where they're coming from.
Whitehead, one of the men from Terra that made the tackle. A good look there, a nice look at the young man at quarterback Ferris. He fires it out to Gransbury, and Gransbury puts his head down and dives down to the 41-yard line. And that's another first down for the Woodlawn Panthers. Roy was defending for the Terra Trojans.
So they're playing the cornerback soft. Gransbury's just taking a couple of steps and turning, and they're getting there. See the cushion that you've got there, and the reason for that is they don't want to bump you, because if they get around you, it's going to play, you play catching them.
A lot of offense thus far. Spears is the lone running back, and he gets the football, and he wades through the middle, and then he just leans out across the 35 to the 34 and gets 6 yards on first down.
Well, for David Prescott and also Coach Landecker, the defensive coordinator at Terra, what they're doing is they're just picking their spots. You probably see some blitzes. They're going to pick their spots. Pick your poison when you're going these wideouts. If you come up on them, they're going to try and burn behind you. Your safety's got to have good coverage. But if you play off of them, you got to know they're going to pick up 8 to 10 yards on you. You just don't want them to be at that 15, 20, 25 yards after the catch.
On the tackle was Champs, and there's Spears again. Spears has 1 yard, but down he goes as he dives up the middle. And Terra shuts the door on him. Womack made the tackle for the Trojans. A third down coming here. Third down and a long 3 to go. The Woodlawn Panthers. The Panthers in purple pants, purple jerseys, white headgear. Terra in the black pants. And they're in the white shirts and the white headgear tonight. Woodlawn with the ball, and a man moves in the backfield, and Spears has the ball. Can he get to the outside? Yes, he can. There he goes. The flag is down. Spears is down for a big gain, but there is a flag in the middle, and that could be a hold on Woodlawn. Justin Dunn ran Spears down.
Yeah, that's coming back. Going to be a hold on Woodlawn. Going to bring up a third down and about 12 after they mark it off.
Got a hold on the offense. 10-yard penalty.
Well, Woodlawn did a good job in sealing the left side of the line down there, and they got Spears to the outside, but apparently someone got their hands out, and holding was called. Third down and 12 to go for Woodlawn now.
I'll see if you can pick it up. Not a whole lot there. Tonight, 3 camera views tonight on the instant replay. So Mr. Roots pulled out another stopper.
Here we go. And the pass is out to the left side. It's caught by Gransbury. Gransbury is 1.5 yards, maybe 2 short of a first down. Roy. Antonio Roy made the tackle. Good timing on the pass, though, as Ferris let it go.
This is what Coach Landecker wants out of his defensive backs. Watch this. All right, Gransberry gets the catch, but watch the difference in this play and the other ones. That's it. He catches it, and he's down right there, and Woodlawn now with a 4th down.
But Woodlawn likes the gain because they got a big one there on 3rd down, and now they're in a manageable situation as they have a 4th down and 2 to go, and needless to say, the Panthers will go for it. From the 32-yard line, Ferris handing off in the middle and right at the 1st down marker, and I believe he got it. The Panthers have a 1st down just inside the 30-yard line. With my broadcast partner, Rob Bushback, I'm Dennis McCain, and it is a pleasure to have all of you tuned in tonight for the only live game week to week in the state of Louisiana. It is the 1st down for the Woodlawn Panthers.
6 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the 1st quarter here at Woodlawn. Woodlawn, Tara, 1st round of the LHSAA state football playoffs, and we got here in a hurry, didn't we, partner?
Boy, did we. This
10
was
weeks that just flew by.
A quick season. Everybody has the same record now. Nobody has any losses because we're in the playoffs, and there's the pass that is caught, and a touchdown coming there to Mack. Shawan Mack takes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Woodlawn.
Well, Shawan Mack goes in untouched on the, just kind of ran the skinny post, Dennis.
This is a good football team, Woodlawn is, Robin. They're getting better, and they have the lead, 6-0 over the Tara Trojans. The extra point is coming. The Pelican point after. Staples is the young man who will kick it, and he puts the ball up in the night sky. The Pelican point after, sponsored by Pelican Point Golf Course, is good. It's 7-0. We're coming back on the Cox Sport Game of the Week. Welcome back to Woodlawn High School. The Panthers have grabbed the lead, 7-0 over Tara on the live Cox Sport Game of the Week. Woodlawn is kicking it off after scoring, and Tara will go back on the offense. Staples has the ball teed up at the 40, and now he puts the foot into it, and he kicks a low one again, and there's a fumble on the middle of the field, and this was a big pile-up, and it looks like Woodlawn has it. Let's see as the official goes down. They're still unpiling players. Woodlawn has the football. The Panthers have recovered at the 40-yard line of Tara.
So the kicker, Zach Staples, and boy, I tell you what, a little guy like that needs to get out of there. Here's the replay on the touchdown. Ferris just going to drop, and Mack going to come from the right side of your screen, and a bullet. Shawan Mack.
Woodlawn has a break here. They turned it over the first time they had it on an interception, but now they have it back, and they lead it 7-0.
Billy Ferris.
Spears has 2 yards. There's a fumble and another turnover. The second one for Woodlawn. Tara has the football. These teams are hitting each other, Rob.
Oh, are they? I tell you, Tara's defense has come up with 2 great defensive plays when Woodlawn had an opportunity to put it in the end zone. Bryant Mason was in on the play.
It's the first game of our playoff season. Cox 4 will come with 4 big games, and we'll decide each game as the week goes on.
Tonight's game brought to you by Wondercuts. Wondercuts, $10.95 for adults, $7.95. Always the lowest price. Give them a look right here in the Woodlawn area.
The weather has changed, muggy today, but now the wind is blowing, and it's cooling off in Louisiana's capital city. The handoff is out to the right side, and running with the ball out there is Pearson, and Pearson has a nice gain on first down as he goes up to about the 45-yard line, just over the 45, 3 yards short of a first. Jacobs made the tackle in there for the Woodlawn Panthers.
So Tara's defense, 2 huge plays. Woodlawn kind of shooting itself in the foot. Although they lead at 7-0, they've had 2 other opportunities for points deep in Tara territory. But had the big turnover.
ball is right at the 45-yard line. The handoff again is to Pearson. And this time, he takes it for a first down for the Tara Trojans out to midfield. Will Taylor made the tackle, and you look at Tara there as their colors have changed because now they have black on their uniform, and tonight they're in the black breeches.
Well, here it comes right into your den. You see a little hole right there, and that's all those backs need, Pearson and Schultz. Got a lot of speed to get to the hole in a hurry.
Here comes Pearson again. Pearson across midfield. Pearson's fighting, and out of bounds he goes as he hustles down to the 43. He had a little pushing action there with Albert Watson, and Pearson hustles and flies to the outside and picks up about 7 yards on first down.
We'll get the Tara offensive starters and Woodlawn defensive starters up for you, as a lot of quick things have happened, and we haven't had the opportunity to recognize the young men. There's Campbell in quarterback.
But this is a good one. Glad that you have joined us. The handoff again is to Pearson. Pearson has daylight. Pearson's flying down the field of the end zone. It's a Tara touchdown.
Well, he doesn't need much of a gap. And Mr. Pearson went the distance in a hurry. The only guy in Baton Rouge who could have caught him was you.
Tie yourself to your...
That's in your Impala.
Tie yourself to your couch or easy chair, because we've got a good one going. 7-6. Tara has answered with a touchdown, and now they'll try the extra point. The Pelican Point after, sponsored by the Pelican Point Golf Course down in Gonzales. The extra point is coming from Martin, and it's up in the air, and the extra point is good. It is through the uprights, and it's 7-7. Woodlawn and Tara. There is a flag on the field, so we'll go down and see who the flag is against. There is no flag as the official waves it off. Get ready. There's a lot of action left with 4:46 to go in the first quarter. We're ready to kick it back off. Jefferson has it teed up at the 40-yard line for the Tara Trojans. The Trojans have fought back. They've gotten 2 turnovers tonight, and that time they make Woodlawn pay. 2 good football teams from a good District 5A in the city of Baton Rouge, in the parish of East Baton Rouge.
Well, that was an offsides on Tara that didn't get called.
Jefferson is kicking, and he kicks it low. It's recovered by Woodlawn. The Panthers will have great field position at their own 44.
Watch this block by Michael Schultz, 14, right there. And that's what opens it up. And Mr. Pearson is gone.
Well, Pearson hit the line, and then he emerged through a hole, and nobody could catch him as he took it to the end zone, and we're 7-7. It's the live Cox 4 game of the week with my broadcast partner, Rob Mushmack. Ralph Ladner up in the box with us. I'm Dennis McCain. Joe Toops on the stats, and here we go. It's 7-7. As Ferris is handing off, and he's giving it to Spears. Spears is down in the backfield for a loss of a yard on first down. On the tackle was Bryant Mason. Let's go down to Tressie Linedecker down on the field.
Tara's playing with a heavy heart tonight. After an emotional loss last week to Catholic High, number 1 linebacker for Tara, Bryant Mason, lost his brother in an automobile accident. He contemplated playing all week, knowing that he's going to bury his brother in less than 24 hours. Our thoughts and our prayers from Cox 4 and Art Root Production go out to Mason and his family tonight.
So Bryant Mason certainly playing with a heavy heart, and I'll tell you what, I'm not too sure I can do that, Dennis McCain.
No, certainly our condolences go out to their family and We'll have them in our prayers in mind. All right, second down. 15 to go for Woodlawn. To Gransberry. He has the ball. Gransberry has the football down around the first down marker as he goes all the way to the 46-yard line. Roy makes the tackle at the 46-yard line of the Tara Trojans.
So Gransberry, and they'll measure, but Gransberry is pretty much wide open, but then again, you just don't want to bump and run the guy. You just want to let him make the catch, hope he drops a few of them, and then drop him as soon as he makes the catch.
And so we'll have a measurement for a first down. Both teams look completely hitting on everything on offense, and both ball clubs looking extremely competent on offense. Some electrifying plays so far. A spectacular high school football game. It is a first down for the Woodlawn Panthers. Tonight's game, everybody, is being brought to you in part by several fine sponsors.
Haney Auto Repair Center, 751-0070. Haney's, that's the place to bring your vehicle if you need work done on it. They do a great job at Haney. Ed's Shenandoah Hardware, your one-stop shop for hardware and outdoor needs. 5715 Jones Creek Road, Ed's Shenandoah Hardware.
All right, Ferris at quarterback. He's wanting to throw again. He's looked sharp tonight. This one is popped up into the air, and he almost got it to Mack again as Mack was running that slant pattern. If he can get it to him, and Mack can take it in the end zone, I believe the same play that they scored a touchdown on.
Yeah, it certainly is. This time the defensive coverage is pretty good, and Mack gets lit up. Hello? Yeah.
It's a second down situation coming. Second down. And 10 to go for the Woodlawn Panthers. A 5A football game in the great state of Louisiana where we play football is good, probably better than any other state in the country. Ferris is keeping, and Ferris has it for about 8 yards. And that'll set up a third down and 2 situation coming up for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, that's the one thing we haven't talked about. Spears, Mack, Gransberry, Jacobs. Ferris runs a 4.640. You forget about him. He's very capable of tucking it upfield and making yardage as he did there. Early, we're going to have stores coming in from all over the state tonight. At the end of the first quarter, Bastrop 7, Bishop Sullivan nothing. Bishop Sullivan has the football inside Bastrop's 20-yard line.
And so the Warriors playing tough up in Bastrop tonight. Ferris in the middle. Spears is running, and Spears is near a first down. Maybe short by a few inches. Fourth down is coming up, and so the officials will take a good look at it here, and let's see if they think it's close enough to measure.
Woodlawn, 7. Sarah, 7.
And so they will measure down on the field. Rob, we talked about it in the pregame show, though. From 1A to 5A, just some outstanding matchups in the state of Louisiana, and they'll get better every week.
Well, they'll get better, but you got to love the first week of the playoffs. You just got to love it.
And it is the first down for the Woodlawn Panthers. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by several fine sponsors. Rob, and you can tell us all about it.
Wayne Stabler's Seafood Market. Wayne will be open Thanksgiving morning. Call 761-8401 to place your order for a fried or smoked turkey, Thanksgiving fixings, and party trays at Wayne Stabler.
First down for the Woodlawn Panthers. First and 10 at the 35. Here's a pass coming again, and Gransberry has it at the 30, and he is stopped right there at the 30. The clock keeps running as the hit was made over there, and a gain of about 5 on first down.
Just a quick stop route right here. Turns around, finds Ferris. Ferris just takes a 2-step drop, pops it out to the outside. Gransberry with the soft hands. You know why those hands are so soft, don't you? He's a great football player, but he may even be better on the hardwood.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
All right, so that will tack on 15 more yards, roughing the passer on Tara High School. The official will take it down to around the 15-yard line, and that is where the Woodlawn Panthers will scrimmage, from the 15-yard line of the Tara Trojans.
Well, a huge crowd as the traffic problems out in this area. A lot of road construction, people getting in here late, but there are no empties, and they're starting to form in the south end zone around the track.
We're glad we're bringing it to everybody. A big crowd and a big, huge audience watching at home. Ferris is inside the 10, and Ferris is rolling and being thrown to the ground down at about the 6-yard line. Singleton made the tackle for the Tara Trojans.
Well, here's your athlete, Ferris. Reads the defense, sees the hole, get it. Right there. Nice cut back, and we say at time, if you're willing to cut it back, there's always going to be room.
There's going to be room, and there's always going to be somebody looking for you, though, on the inside. So when you cut it back, you need to hold on to the football, and he did, and he got it down to the 6-yard line, 2nd down, and just 1 to go for the Woodlawn Panthers as number 9, Ferris, causes signals and throws to the end zone way to the left side, and the throw out there is caught for a touchdown.
Well,
Gransbury scores for Woodlawn High School.
Well, when you're 6'4", it makes it kind of easy to run a fade. And Gransbury goes up, gets it. Ferris just laid it up there. You and I and our producer, Art Root, fortunate enough to have lunch this week with Hal Mummy, and we told him about a couple of kids at Woodlawn. He says, Rob, don't worry about it. We've already offered all 5 of them.
Well, they certainly are deserving to be offered. And that was a great lunch we had with Hal Mummy, the Kentucky coach. The former coach is now at Southeastern. The extra point by Staples. The ball's on the ground, and the kick is up into the air. The extra point is good. The Pelicans point after. And that ups the lead to 14-7 for Woodlawn High School. Staples has the ball teed up at the 40. A lot of offense in the first quarter.
20
Woodlawn with the lead.
25th touchdown pass of the year for Billy Ferris. And against only 10 interceptions, so Billy Ferris's QB rating, and I don't know much about the NFL's rating, but I'll tell you what, that's got to be pretty high. But you know which one he cares about? They're 9-1, and they're beating Tara 14-7.
Trying to move on in the playoffs. Staples rolls one low that bounces off. A Tara player in Woodlawn has the football again at the 49-yard line.
Well, lightning's not supposed to strike twice, but it does for Woodlawn in 2 consecutive kickoffs. And I got to find where that Panthers at, because that growl's getting a lot louder, and if he's anywhere around me, I'm getting out of here. Ferris just drops back. This is called in the huddle, fade route. It's a 1-step drop, let it fly. And Gransbury goes get it. But that Panther sounds like he's in the booth with us.
He really does. That's a long throw for Ferris to make, and he put it right on the money. And Gransbury caught it. And from the 49-yard line, Woodlawn will go back on the offense.
Kind of on edge.
Ferris is handing off to the second man through there. And Spears has 2 yards on 1st down.
I mean, I'm a little nervous tonight. I mean, I'm in a jungle. I keep hearing a panther screaming. Hope they fed that guy. Speaking of feeding, the Woodlawn Panther Booster Club, the Panther Pushers, Jambalaya Dinner, $5 a plate Sunday, December the 8th, before the Jones Creek Christmas Parade. Pick up your jambalaya between 11 and 1 o'clock in front of Woodlawn High School. The Panther Pushers do a great job, and Jimmy Young and Jim Owen, I don't know if you know this, partner, but I've been eating your jambalaya over here to my left, and it's excellent. Come pick yours up on December the 8th.
2nd down and 8 to go, and the ball is flipped out to the left side and caught out there by Mack, and Mack has a 1st down for Woodlawn. These receivers of Woodlawn, Rob, we saw them earlier in the year, but my goodness, they're sharp tonight and getting better, and Ferris is putting the ball right on the money.
Well, that's what I was about to say, partner. It's when you're a wideout and they keep putting that loaf of bread right there in front of you with the soft hands they've got. Here's Ferris again. Watch. Just puts a nice touch on the ball, And the good thing about the Woodlawn receivers, you notice, it never gets to the chest. The hands are always out. You don't want it to get up in your chest because you know what's going to happen.
Off the shoulder pad.
And boom, Tara's going to pick it and go the other way with it.
Here we go again. First down for Woodlawn. And handoff is in the middle again to Spears. Jamel Spears is bringing it down to about the 26-yard line. And he got about 5 yards on first down. And we have an injured player on the field.
20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We've got an injury down on the field. And
it's the first week of the playoffs in Louisiana.
Tonight's game brought to you by Casey's Barbecue. Kenny Carr on George O'Neill Road. Smoked holiday turkeys, $24.95 for the 14-pound turkey. Give them a call at Casey's Barbecue. Marino's Floors, holiday open house November the 17th, Sunday, 1 to 5 at the Greenville Springs location only. Register to win a door prize at Marino's. U.S. Agencies. U.S. Agencies. Get them at usagencies.com, 928-9000. Visit any location.
Second down and about 5 to go for the Woodlawn Panthers as they have receivers all over the place. And those 3 receivers seem like about 6 as Ferris throws over the middle. But this time he throws it too far. Tried to get it to Ambo. But it was overthrown and incomplete, and we saw Ambo make a big catch in the first game that we did.
Well, he tries to get it to the little guy streaking down the middle. That's the end of the first quarter, and we'll go out on this replay. But Ambo had a little cushion. Ferris just put a little too much air under it.
2 great high schools in Louisiana, in Baton Rouge, and they're playing hard tonight. Third down and 5 to go for Woodlawn. The Panthers recovered a muff on the kickoff. The ball hit off of a Tara Trojan, and they got it, and now they're moving it third down. 5 to go. Ferris has 2 receivers out to the right, and Gransberry's out to the left. He wants to throw to the right, and he flips the ball in between both of the receivers. That one was low and incomplete. And it will bring up a 4th down and 5 to go for Woodlawn, and a decision time, but not really a decision here, because with the ball resting at about the 26-yard line, Woodlawn will go for it on 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you, it is a decision, Mr. McCain. You're right, because they got a heck of a field goal kicker. And 40 yards is not out of his range. But they are going to go for it. It's right, Drew Nettles. Got to visit with Drew prior to the game, and I told Drew he looked like he was going to his first homecoming date. He said, heck, man, when you got to beat them once. When they make you beat them twice, it just makes you nervous.
All right, let's see what happens on 4th down. Ferris is throwing, and he fires the ball to Gransberry. Gransberry has it, and Gransberry is right at the first down marker, and he has the first down. He knew exactly how far he had to go, and he went to the 20 and waited for the ball. Roy was defending.
Well, Ferris is going to watch it. He knows where he's going right now. Where's my man Kentrell? There he is. He waits, gives him time to get to the yard marker, and lets it fly. Nice block by Spears. But Gransberry knew right where it was. Right there, that purple line's where he had to get, and he got it there. Good footwork by the big guy.
First down for the Purple Panthers of Woodlawn High School from the 20-yard line. Spears is in the backfield. This time he'll get the ball, but Tara steps in there, and it's a stone wall as they grab Spears, and they cover him up and knock him down about a yard on the play.
14-7 Woodlawn, 11:37 to go in the second quarter from the jungle. And the Cox Game of the Week would like to welcome you live to the jungle.
Live to 7 parishes, to 195,000 homes throughout those 7 parishes. Live Cox 4 football on a Friday.
200,000 homes by now, partner. Huh?
It's on the way to 200,000, and here we go now. Second down. And about 9 to go for Woodlawn. Ferris is rolling. He's looking down the field. He's throwing the football, and it's almost intercepted. Stepping in front of the ball was Antonio Roy as he just sat there and waited for the ball to be thrown, and he stepped in front and almost picked it off. Victor Howell is down on the field.
Bob and Dennis, let's get you caught up with some scores from area teams opening up this playoff weekend. In Class 1A, Dunham and Newellton. Dunham on top of that ball game, 6-0 at the end of the first quarter. In the 2A ranks, U-High on the road at Iota. U-High is trailing in that one, 7-0. Episcopal and Spring Hill, a 5 versus 28. Episcopal comes in seated 28. It's 0-0 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And across town with the Catholic and Ruston. Catholic was leading 14-0. Ruston just got on the board going for the extra point, guys.
The pass over the middle is complete to Jacobs. And Jacobs is right inside the 10-yard line for a Woodlawn first down.
Just a three-step drop, quick slant. First down, Woodlawn. And I'll tell you, a game we need to watch tonight. The game Victor just talked about, the Catholic High-Ruston game. 14-7 Catholic High. Ruston, don't let that 4-6 record, if you're a Bear fan, give you any kind of security, because that's a heck of a football team that played Ruston, a 9-6, Evangel, a 9-6 football game earlier this season.
First down and goal to go for Woodlawn. The pass is up in the air, batted up and incomplete.
Harris's pass intended for Rashawn Jacobs, falls incomplete. Justin Dunn on the coverage.
Dunn was defending
Over at Olympia Stadium.
along with Mason.
Ruston 7.
Second down and goal to go. Tara needs a stop right here, trailing by 7. As you look at the young men from Woodlawn High School in their purple uniforms tonight, and the option play for Ferris. Ferris is spinning, but look at the Tara Trojans swarm on him at about the 7-yard line.
So Ferris, an injured Trojan, going to be helped up by Shawan Mack. Nice show of sportsmanship.
Harris looks to have gained about 2 yards. Third and goal from about the 7-yard line.
Watch Mr. Mason right here. Watch the end of the play. And a little shove there after the whistle, but no harm, no foul. And
That's spirited action right there in high school. Well, we're coming back on the live Cox 4 Game of the Week. And welcome back to Woodlawn High School, where the Panthers are leading by a score of 14-7. They're trying to get more with 9 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the second quarter. At the 7-yard line, it's a third down and goal to go for the Panthers. And once again, the Panthers put receivers out to both sides of the field, and there is movement on the offensive line, I believe.
yep, they're going to get the Woodlawn front. Tara's defense shifted, and Woodlawn's offensive front
On the offense, 5-yard penalty.
went with them. You can't do that.
Down and goal from the 12-yard line.
And so now they'll play a third down and goal from the 12. The Panthers will. Tara digging in, defending, and Woodlawn attacking as Ferris this time goes back in the shotgun formation, and he puts a man in motion. That's Ambo, and he rolls out to the same side and flips it way to the end zone. The ball is too far, though, and incomplete. They were trying to get it to Gransbury, and Antonio Roy was defending for the Tara Trojans.
So Drew Nettles, decision time. Probably the field goal unit. There they come.
Zach Staples is going to try to kick it from the 20-yard line. He is kicking into a stiff wind as the wind is blowing in Baton Rouge tonight out of the north. Woodlawn moving from south to the north. Here's the snap on the way, and Staples puts a foot into it, and he has plenty of distance on it, but it is no good. And so Tara dodges the bullet, and the Trojans will get it at their own 20 when we come back on a Friday night.
Well, Look at the kick right here. We've extended the goalpost up for you on the screen. Take a look at the kick. Good, 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 good. Freeze it. Yeah. Not so good.
It was hooking the whole time, and it hooks out no good. Tara has it again. Schultz has the football. He slips down at the 27.5-yard line, maybe the 28, but a good gain for the Tara Trojans on first down. And this Tara offense tonight, Rob, is moving the football very well themselves, and they're getting some good blocking from their offensive line.
And maybe in this series we'll get the Tara offensive starters up, as it's just been flying by and we just hadn't had the opportunity.
Campbell to Pearson. Pearson is dancing, and he's moving it up to the 33-yard line. And that's enough for a first down for the Tara Trojans. Let's go down right now to Tressie Linedecker.
Tara's defensive tackle, Ben Whitehead, went down a couple of plays ago. Said he wasn't sure exactly what happened, twisted it, and as he was going down, a helmet hit his knee. His return to the game is questionable. I spoke to Ben. He hopes to be back in this game. It means a lot to him. Back up to you, Dennis.
Thank you, Tressie. Tressie down in the wind on a Friday night, but what a big crowd.
She's got the mittens on.
He's getting ready.
One set, yeah.
First down. And I believe that Woodlawn stepped across. An encroachment could be coming against the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, that's Mr. Josh Campbell in the snap count. Got somebody to jump.
It's a dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
Offside against the Woodlawn Panthers. Actually, though, technically there is no such thing as offside in high school football. It's encroachment, because when you step across,
you're done.
You're done, and the flag is thrown. First down and 5 to go. But Tara in the middle this time. No running room in there for Pearson. That time, the Woodlawn Panthers swarmed on him, and the first man to get to him for Woodlawn in there was several players. Will Taylor, the first one to make the tackle. Let's go down to Jordy.
Guys, speaking with Coach Nettles before the game, something that scared him about Tara's offense was his athleticism. He said that throughout the last 4 games, his defense has stepped up, and tonight will be its first true test of the season up until now. Dennis?
There's the handoff to the left side, and some running room out that way. And a nice gain on first down for the Tara Trojans. Taylor and Jacobs made the tackle.
Tara starters on offense: Evans, the Red Stick Sporting lineups: Quinn Evans, Grass, Allen, Patterson, Jackson, and Jesse Dunn. The skill guys: Campbell, Pearson, Schultz, Hall, and Brett Cook. The Red Stick Sports starting offense for the Tara Trojans. We'll get you the Woodlawn defense after this play.
Chapman was running with the football for Tara, and now the handoff is once again straight ahead, and pounding the football in there is Chris Pearson. And Pearson has a yard, and the official comes in, the referee does, and signals that Tara is holding.
So that'll cost Tara some yardage. Let's take a look at the Woodlawn defense. Red Stick Sports starting lineup: Jacobs, May, Hinton, Watson, and Michael Speed, the defensive backs. Up front, Papa, Scott, Cantelli, Hall, Taylor, and Jason Early. This is a defense that they thought they couldn't stop anybody. They're stopping everybody.
All right, we'll set up now a first down situation. First down. And about 20 yards to go for the Tara Trojans. From their own 34-yard line, the Trojans have a wide man out to the right, and everybody else is pretty much tight in there, except for the one that is wide out to the left, and that's Mason, and they try to get the ball out there to him. And the pass is incomplete, but they're marking the ball right there where the pass was thrown, and so maybe they're saying that it was a backward pass. And actually, maybe ruled a lateral and a fumble that Mason jumps on at the 31-yard line.
And a little bit of a misty rain falling here at Woodlawn High School certainly hasn't affected the turnout. I don't see Umbrella One. They're just here to watch a little football.
Second down and very long to go for Tara. Here is a counter reverse back to the left side. And a gain of about 5. Picks up maybe a 6 on the play. Running with the football on that play was number 88, Hall, who is in the game for the Tara Trojans.
Counter reverse, and a nice job by the Woodlawn front of getting some penetration. Kind of snuffed out that play and slowed it down. So 3rd and nearly 20 for Tara, and we're moving up on the 6-minute mark to go in the first half. Woodlawn leads it 14-7. Just over 6 minutes to go in the first half. And Tara's going to probably have to put it up.
Hinton made the tackle for Woodlawn, and Josh Campbell wants to throw it. Campbell is hit, and the official says incomplete. The Woodlawn crowd thought the ball came out, but the official right on the spot says incomplete.
Said the arm was going forward. You'll get a good shot at it right here from the back of the end zone. Well, here they come right here. Take a look at it. And I think it's a good call. Officials are much maligned, but I tell you what, that's not too shabby of a call right there.
Tara is punting the football. Womack kicks it, and the ball is bouncing down to about the 10-yard line. And here we go with Mack running the ball, trying to get some room, but he won't find any. And down he goes at the 4-yard line. Good pursuit by the Tara Trojans. It'll give us a chance to thank some of our sponsors tonight. Antonio Roy made the tackle. Tonight's game is brought to you by ISC, Instrumentation and Electrical, ISC in Baton Rouge and Houston. And by Prime Industrial Rental Sales and Service. By Bushback Photography, pictures on the website there. And tonight's game is brought to you by GNC Live Well, Prairieville, Louisiana. Dean Brignac at 673-9076. By Remy Brignac at www.goprotoday.com. Protective Insurance Plus.
So Woodlawn in a huge hole.
And there's the pass intended for Gransberry. Flies out of bounds and incomplete.
So it's a nice punt. Mack has the opportunity to field it, and he gets it for a minute. Looks like he's going to run the wrong way with it. Right here, the old Jim Marshall rule in effect. But once he gets there, a lot of speed for Tara comes down there and pins him in, and Woodlawn now a second down from their own 4 with just over 5 minutes to go, and you could bet Billy Ferris wants to hold on to it because the Tara could get huge field position here with a turnover.
Spears has it, and you can hear the pop up here by Tara at the 5-yard line. A gain of maybe 2 on 3rd down. On 2nd down, that will set up a 3rd down. Jenkins makes the tackle, and that'll set up a 3rd down and about 8 to go. 9 to go for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, that's our guy, Mason.
High school football at its best, and a lot of big games going on in the state. To be exact, 160 teams made the playoffs. And so that means 80 games, but I can't imagine anybody having a better one than we have. Gransberry is up in the air, and he catches it. And that's what you need to do. Just send him out short like that. Put it up high. Gransberry got it at the 20, and he has the 1st down. Antonio Roy was defending.
Well, it's a fade route. It's so hard to defend because you can't just clobber the guy. You're going to get pass interference called on you. So you got to let him make a play on it. And Gransberry just 6'4", and when he jumps, he's probably about 11'5", so it's kind of hard to pull it down.
From the 20-yard line, we're told that Gransberry reportedly is 6'8" to 6'9", and he's a big one and a good receiver for Woodlawn. Ferris keeps straight up the middle. Ferris has 2 yards on 1st down, and coming in there to make the big hit were several of the Tara Trojans on defense.
Brad Mason in on the stop for the Trojans.
A great high school football game, and we are thrilled to have it on the live Cox Sport Game of the Week with Rob Mushmack. I'm Dennis McCain. Glad that you have joined us tonight in your homes around 7 parishes, and look at that pass right on the money to Mack.
Shawan Mack. Just runs a slant pattern, and Ferris zips it in there. If you ain't got a gun, you're not completing this pass.
But Rob, you've heard me talk about it. We've been doing high school games together for 6 years, and that's my favorite play. If you can get inside the defensive man and the quarterback can put it right there in your chest, it's hard to defend. Well, the rain is coming down, not very hard. Ferris is giving it to Spears, and Spears is rambling with the football all the way to the 49-yard line.
Well, this is just effort with a big E in front of it. Play ought to be stopped right here. Right there. But keep the feet moving. Positive things always happen. He picks up another 6. Woodlawn got it out to midfield now. The last thing the Terra Trojans want is for Woodlawn to go 96 yards.
Woodlawn is on the move, but as long as Terra can keep it where it is now at 14-7, they'll only be 1 score away from tying the game. Woodlawn would love to put this one in the end zone, and look at that long pass going down the field too far as he was trying to get it to Ambo, and Dunn was defending. Tonight's game is brought to you by several very fine sponsors.
Country Club Texaco, Wayne Dugas on Highland Road.
By Pool and Spa World. And by Roadrunner Record, the best towing and recovery company in America, right here in Baton Rouge at 356, and you see the number.
Murphy Law Firm, 928-8800 for all your legal needs. Give them a call at the Murphy Law Firm. Peyton Murphy, his fine crew.
And we'll thank some other sponsors tonight who are helping us bring all of the action to you as we go down and check the penalty.
Dead ball. False start. Yeah, moving on.
False start on the Panthers.
Preferred Title Company, Patrick Miller, 766-6464. When you need a title company, it's Preferred Title. Jones Creek Animal Hospital, Dr. Jennifer Schneider, 753-0527. When your pet's got a problem, go to Jones Creek Animal Hospital.
She's the best. The doc on Jones Creek Road. Miss Schneider, go see her for all your boarding needs and grooming and everything else. Here we go now. 2nd down is coming up. 2nd down for the Woodlawn Panthers after the penalty. 2nd and 15. Ferris is handing off there on a draw, and Spears is running, and Spears is jumping and loping and rambling, and out of bounds he goes with a big gain for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Jeremy Jenkins makes the stop, but Spears gets away from the initial contact. It's all busy up in there, so he says, I'm going to take it to the living room, right into your lazy boy. Coming at you, Dennis McCain.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hear me.
Kevin White, get out of the way, Kevin. That camera's expensive. Get out of there.
First and 10 for Woodlawn. Spears is hit in the backfield. He bounces off of that tackle and then goes down to the 32, a gain of about 1.5 yards on 1st down.
He's tackled by Mason for the Trojans and Jeremy Jenkins. He was in the backfield by Brandon Williams. But still
Jones hit him in the backfield, but Spears bounced for a couple of yards, and it's a 2nd down and 8 coming up.
outside the 33-yard line.
Second down and 8 to go now. Ferris on the live Cox 4 game of the week. There is a long pass being thrown down the field and caught for a touchdown for Woodlawn. These are terrific receivers. Mack is the young man that catches the football for a touchdown, and what a spectacular catch and throw.
Shawan Mack must put lotion on his hands. Watch this right here, and down to the truck guard, keep it going. After the catch, let it run all the way through. Shawan Mack's going to put on a little bit of show for us. Watch what happens when he sees that the official's got an eye on him. Watch, keep it going, Art. Let it run. Let it run. I got it. Now watch. Okay, I'm backing off.
The Pelican point after is up in the air. It's long and it's good, and the Woodlawn Panthers have a 21-7 lead on the game of the week. And a nice look at the crowd on the Woodlawn side. The Panther fans happy right now because their Panthers are leading 21-7. Rob, I didn't think there was any chance that Mack could catch up with that football, but my goodness, he closed and he caught it. Now let's see if they kick a low one again, Woodlawn. They've done that a couple of times tonight, and they've gotten the football. And so you know that Tara's looking for that play. This low one, though, does go down the field a little bit and is going to be returned by the Tara Trojans, Halbert. And Halbert is across the 35 to the 37, and that is where the Tara Trojans will go to work.
Well, here's your touchdown one more time, Mack. Just outstretched hands, and right at the end, the official said, "We're going to come with 15," and he says, "I got you."
Okay, Rob, tonight's game is brought to you in part by several fine sponsors.
Dempsey's on Coursey between Stumberg and Jones Creek Road. Great po' boys and great soups at Dempsey's. The Bicycle Source on Jones Creek Road. Go by and give them a look for your scooters. Electric and gas powered. Tricycles to tandems. The Bicycle Source.
And we'll talk more about them in a moment. There's a fumble in the backfield. Josh Campbell is slung down back at the 25-yard line. And in there to get him was Mike Papa. And Rob, you were talking about the bicycle shop there. But you know they have layaways at the bicycle shop until the 24th of December.
Wasn't ready for the snap and did a nice job of not turning that thing over as the Woodlawn defense got in there in a hurry. So Woodlawn kind of getting it cranked up here late in the first half of Tara offense. Just needs to do something positive here to take it to the locker room.
The handoff is to Chapman on the left side. Chapman has it up to about the 30-yard line. And so Woodlawn calls a timeout. Rob, let's talk about the bicycle shop one more time, because what an outstanding place they have on Jones Creek. And they have several brands, including Haro and Redline, Riley, and Gary Fisher, and you can lay away until the 24th of December.
City Cafe, George O'Neill and O'Neill behind Rite Aid. Cracker Barrel and all their great new Cracker Barrel stores. Pierre Cardot in the Mall of Louisiana, a great store. Go in there on Saturdays and get whatever you need before the LSU games. Wonder Cuts, 3 locations in Baton Rouge, one right here near Woodlawn High School on Jones Creek, and Coursey 4 in the New Orleans area. Haney Auto Repair Center, paint and body specialist, Haney's on Old Jefferson. Ed's Shenandoah Hardware, 5715 Jones Creek Road. Go by and see them out here in the Woodlawn area.
All the iron pots you could ever need right there. Here we go now. It's a third down situation coming up for Tara, and they could use the first down. Josh Campbell is throwing, but he throws it too high and incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield, and a hold is being called against the Tara Trojans. So Drew Nettles likes what he sees so far at 21-7.
On the offense, it's fine.
So Destrehan clobbering West Jefferson. And that's putting it mildly. The winner of this one gets the winner of that one.
Well, Woodlawn declines the penalty, and hold on, because you can bet that we'll see some fireworks before halftime, as Tara now is going to punt it to the Woodlawn Panthers. They have 10 men on the line of scrimmage on defense to try to get to the punter. The only man back is Shawan Mack. And the punt is away, short, up in the air, and hitting and bouncing straight up in the air and killed by Tara at the 43-yard line.
Wayne Stabler Seafood Market inside a City Cafe in Baton Rouge. Wayne Stabler does a great job with his catering. KC's Barbecue, Kenny Carr, for the best barbecue in Southeast Baton Rouge. Kenny Carr, KC's Barbecue. Marino's Florist. Marino's Florist, 2 beautiful shops in the Baton Rouge area.
And an open house this weekend out on the Greenville Springs location. Sam Marino. Thank you, Sam Marino.
Well, you can bet that Mr. Ferris is not thinking flowers right now.
Ferris is throwing, and he's throwing out to the left side, trying to get it to Gransberry. This time, though, just a little behind him.
So a little behind Gransberry, and Woodlawn going for the jugular right here. David Prescott, his defense need to come up with a stop. This is still a ball game, but don't let Woodlawn go in with any more momentum than what they've got. Get a little bit of it back for yourself. David Prescott right there. Linedecker, Coach Linedecker to his left. That's Coach Linedecker sending in the defensive play. Actually to the right on your screen, but the left if you're on the other sideline, which no one is. They're all watching it on television.
All right, it brings up now a second down play, and there's Mack out to the right side. He has the ball, and Mack has a nice gain inside the 25 as he goes all the way down to the 23-yard line. Jenkins was defending for Tara.
Well, Mack's got a little room to roam, and Mack picks up nice yards after the catch. The Tara defensive backs have done a pretty nice job of stopping it after the catch since early in the game, but Mack breaks away that time.
Ferris is throwing the ball to Gransberry, who can't get it down around the goal line. He was wide open, running all by his lonesome, but the ball was just overthrown, and Ferris did a good job of lofting it up.
Yeah, he certainly did. Gransberry just couldn't get it. The defensive back for Tara had slipped down, but Ferris, 32 seconds to go. The cornerback blitzed, and that's what made him throw it early right there. So a good call by Coach Linedecker, had his guys coming, and that certainly affected the play as Ferris had to get rid of it earlier. Nice call by the Tara defensive staff.
Give him just about a half a second longer. That would have been a touchdown. Ferris once again gets the direct snap, and he throws it out to the right side, and Gransberry has it down around the 12, and Ferris threw that ball before Gransberry even turned around.
Well, if you can trail Gransberry, keep your head. At the end of the play, he nearly gets a 15-yard penalty. The Tara defense, the back didn't let him go. Let it keep running, Art. But right at the end of the play, the official reaches for the flag right here. Right here, watch. Watch him reach for the pocket. Maybe not. And doesn't throw it.
First down for Woodlawn at the 13-yard line. This is a very important drive.
27 seconds to go in the first half. Sorry for walking on you there, partner. But
well, I was going to say that Tara's defending, and Woodlawn's trying to get into the end zone, and Ferris is throwing, and he has it to Gransberry. Gransberry dances into the end zone. Touchdown, Woodlawn.
Well, that's huge for Woodlawn. There's that Panther again. I'm telling you, he's getting closer.
And he's
next door.
And they tell me he's purple, so look out for a purple Panther. There's Gransberry.
Just a quick slant, gets outside the defensive back, makes it spin, does the 180 and takes it to the end zone, and the Woodlawn offense is in high gear.
The Pelican Point After, sponsored by the Pelican Point Golf Course down in Gonzales, is coming now as Woodlawn is trying to up the lead to 28-7, and they do with 22 seconds to go. The Woodlawn High School Panthers are prevailing and dominating on the Cox Game of the Week.
U.S. Agencies, 928-9000. Get them on the web at usagencies.com for your insurance needs. So, Dennis McCain, Mr. Ferris has nearly 304 TDs from the arm in the first half.
He's on tonight. But you know, Rob, I was looking over at David Prescott earlier. His players are playing hard, but
they're playing hard.
This Woodlawn team
is a good football team. I'm gonna tell you,
yeah, they really
Prescott, are. They won their first 5 last year, their first 7 this year. After struggling for many years before David got there, of course, a couple of years before David got there, they struggled. But there's some good coaches, Coach Leindecker, Coach Mook. Of course, Coach Mook was the head football coach here at Woodlawn for many, many years. Coach Mook was the head coach when Woodlawn in 88 and 89 went to the quarterfinals and to the semifinals, nearly got to the Dome in 89. But it's a good football team.
One off on White.
So personal foul on Tara, and that won't make Coach Prescott happy.
So they had good field position. That 15-yard penalty will negate the good field position there as they take it back inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. And 16 seconds. 16 seconds left in the first half, and it seems like we've seen a whole football game in the first half.
Well, you have offensively out of Woodlawn. Woodlawn 21 first downs in the first half.
Campbell does go back in the shotgun. Let's see if Tara might throw it a little bit. No, they'll just give it to Pearson there, and Pearson is running hard and carrying players with him as he goes for a first down up to about the 49-yard line, and that will stop the clock with 8 seconds to go in the first half.
Out by Tara. Tonight's game brought to you by Brandy Ferris Real Estate. Brandy Ferris, of course, the mother of Billy Ferris. Give her a call at 293-9010.
By ISC, instrumentation and electrical. Some things you can just count on. ISC is one of them in Baton Rouge and in Houston. By Prime Industrial Rental Sales and Service, providing us with a shot from the end zone. And by Mushmack Photography, you see the website there, www.splashpicsphoto.com. All the pictures of high school football. And tonight's game is brought to you by GNC Live Well, Prairieville, Louisiana. Dean Brignac, it's 673-9076.
And tonight's game, action shots from tonight's game will be on the website at flashpicsphoto.com. Big John in the orange hat shooting down the south end zone.
8 seconds to go. Josh Campbell throws it long, way down the field, and there's a battle for the football, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it down to Kenny Hall, but the ball bounces loose and incomplete. Campbell had that one right on the money, and Hall almost caught it.
Certainly did. David Prescott. Let's run it one more time, guys. Timeout, Tara.
Tara calls another timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the half.
All right, there's a timeout on the field. That'll give us a chance to thank some of our other sponsors helping us bring live high school football to 7 parishes. Remy Brignac working hard to make your business our protection and Protective Insurance Plus, and you see his website.
Country Club Texaco, near the Country Club of Louisiana on Highland Road. Wayne Dugas at Country Club Texaco. Pool and Spa World for all your water and pool needs. It's Pool and Spa World where you can take a dip without getting soaked.
And by Roadrunner Record, Judy Smart and the gang at 356-3061 in North Baton Rouge.
Murphy Law Firm, 928-8800 for all your legal needs. Peyton Murphy, the guy to call. Preferred Title Company for all your title needs. Give Patrick Miller a call at 766-6464, Preferred Title.
8 seconds to go. Possibly the last play of the first half. Maybe one more. Josh Campbell throws it, and he throws it way down to about the 10-yard line, and the ball is batted away. And now there are 3 zeros on the scoreboard because the first half has come to an end at Woodlawn High School, with the Woodlawn High School Panthers leading 28-7. 5A high school football, the first week of the playoffs in the state of Louisiana. Let's go down to Jordy. All right, maybe mic trouble down in the field. We'll try to get a report from Jordy in just a few moments as you look at the Tara Band coming on entertained at halftime. Both of these schools have great bands, and it's a pleasure to view the halftime show as Woodlawn and Tara play at Woodlawn High School. All right, let's go down to Jordy again. We'll get him another mic and go to him momentarily as Coach Nettles is down there. We want to get an interview with him before he has to go to the locker room. And so we'll go down to Jordy right now down on the field.
There you guys standing here with Coach Nettles of Woodlawn. Coach, your offense puts up 28 points in the first half. Your quarterback throws for over 300 yards. You got to be impressed with your offensive unit so far.
Our guys did a great job. The offensive line protect. We ran the ball. We missed some opportunities early, and the wide receivers had some opportunities to make some big catches and some good runs after the catch.
Coach, you talked about Tara's athleticism before the game. Your defensive squad has shut them down so far, except with a long touchdown run.
We've matched up well. You know, we got 2 quarters to play, and we got to finish the game that way and continue taking one play at a time. But they've done a nice job, and hope to continue that.
And the third aspect of the game, special teams, you've recovered 2 onside kick, capitalized on 1. You know, you can't say enough about your special teams unit.
Well, they've been strong all year. Our kicking game's been a good one, and they're really athletic and done a great job, and we made some plays there and gave the offense the ball back.
Thank you, Coach Nettles. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That was Coach Nettles of Woodlawn. His ball club leads the Tara Trojans 28-7 here on the live Cox 4 game of the week. We're going to throw it back up to Dennis and Rob, and when we come back, Victor Howell will have scores from around the playoff area.
It was a very entertaining first half. With my broadcast partner, Rob Mushmack, I'm Dennis McCain, and we are going to pause for a moment from Woodlawn High School.
And the Tara Trojan High School Band on the field at halftime here at the Jungle on the campus of Woodlawn High School as we're opening round 1 of high school playoff action, and Woodlawn on top of Tara by the score of 28-7. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Victor Howell. Let's get you caught up with some scores from around the state for this first full night of playoff action. Of course, we had 2 games last night, we should mention. Glen Oaks down in New Orleans, a thriller against Carville, but loses in overtime to Carver, so Carver moves on. But over in Plaquemine, St. John and Coach Wilson, the boys, rolled in their game, so St. John advances to the second round down in 1A, which is where we'll start with some score updates, starting in Kentwood, where the Roos seeded number 1 in the playoffs on top of Rose Pine, 22-0. They're in the second quarter. The winner of that game will play Block or Haynesville, the winner of that game. No score yet from St. Edmund and White Castle, but we do have a score from number 2 Dunham, who was at home taking on Newellton. Dunham in complete control of this ball game, 47-0, and they are at the half. Dunham is beating Newellton, so it looks like Joey Thibodeau's boys will move on rather easily. The winner of that game will play the winner of St. Mary and Basile. In Class 2A, the U-High Cubs on the road taking on Iota. Coach Neil Leger and his team beating Oakdale in Oakdale last week to take that district championship. They are seeded number 8, but they're only up 7-0 over U-High with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Spring Hill and Episcopal. We haven't had an update since the last one we had, but the last update we had midway through the second quarter, Spring Hill seeded number 5, Episcopal seeded 28. That game is 0-0, so Episcopal playing a very good ball game out there on the road. Let's jump to 3A, where we have the biggest surprise score so far of the night. Number 1, E.D. White at home against number 32, West St. Mary. They are in the second quarter, and West St. Mary has a 3-point lead, 8-5 over number 1, E.D. White. Turlings in Port Allen. Sonny Chapanche and his team wins the district out of Lafayette with Turlings. They're seeded number 9, taking on number 24, Port Allen. The Pelicans of Paul DiStefano hanging tough early, but they're down now in the second quarter, 17-0. St. James scores with 35 seconds to go in the half. They now lead ERAT. That's a 3 versus 30. 13-12 is that score. Remember, Rob and I talked about this in the pregame show. If St. James and Lutcher win, They'll meet in round 2. Lutcher right now on top of Bell Chase at the half, 21-0. And Parkview at home against Mansfield. That game is going to the half. And number 6 Parkview and Kenny Guillot and company on top of number 27 Mansfield, 10-0 at the half. The winner of that game plays the winner of St. Charles and Franklinton. As you heard behind me, the Terra Trojans are done with their halftime show. Woodlawn's band is about to take the field, and we'll bring you scores from 4A and 5A when we come back with more of the halftime show from Woodlawn on the live Cox 4 Game of the Week. Welcome back to the jungle, everybody. As halftime entertainment continues, the Woodlawn Panther marching band and drill team on the field for halftime entertainment, and we are at the half with the score of Woodlawn 28 and Terra 7. Let's continue with some scores from around the state, and we'll jump up now to the 4A ranks, where Baker and Chalmette are playing up in Buffalo land. The Baker Buffaloes 9-0. They've only lost one game in the last 2 years, and that one loss was in the state championship a year ago to John Curtis. Other than that, they've visited the win column every game they've played, and right now they're on top of Chalmette by the score of 14-0. The winner of that game will play the winner of Carr and Live Oak. We have not gotten an update yet from Carr in that game. Carr is seeded 6th. Live Oak 27th. Also, Bastrop and Bishop Sullivan. Sullivan was hanging tough early in this game, trailing 14-0 in the second quarter, but now that they have gone to the half, Bastrop, seeded number 2 in 4A, has taken complete control of that ball game. 48-0. Bastrop on top of Bishop Sullivan at the half. Let's jump up to 5A. The winner of this game here at the Jungle will play the winner of Destrehan and West Jefferson. That's an 8-25, with Destrehan being seeded number 8. They are at the half in that one, and Destrehan is on top of West Jefferson by the score of 7-0. Catholic and Ruston, this one being played over at Olympia Stadium. Catholic had a 14-0 lead. Ruston came back to get behind 14-13. Catholic adds a field goal late. They have gone to the break, and Catholic, seeded number 4, leads 29 Ruston by the score of 17-13. East St. John and Acadiana, this one being played down in reserve. A little bit of a surprise here. Number 11 versus number 22. Acadiana is 22, and they lead at the half 21-7. Remember, during the pregame, we talked about the fact that that district, the 5A district from Lafayette, had 5 teams in it with Acadiana, Como, Sulphur, Carencro, those teams. Well, Acadiana leads East St. John 21-7 at the break. Speaking of teams from that district, Carencro and Sanamaw, a 15 versus 18. The Gators seeded 18th after that long winning streak was snapped last week against Woodlawn. They have gone over to the Crow Dome. They're getting ready to go to the half, and Carencro leads that ball game 14-7. Fumble problems early for Sanamaw caused them to get behind in that game. The winner of that one will play the winner of Slidell and Fontainebleau. And West Monroe and Como. Como, another team from that district. West Monroe at the half leads Como by the score of 21-7. The winner of that game plays the winner of Natchitoches Central and Barb, another one of those 5 teams from the Lafayette district. So there's a wrap-up of some of your scores from around the state. Again, we are at the half here. Woodlawn on top of Terra, 28-7. Check out some more of the halftime action by the Woodlawn Marching Band. And when we come back, Rob Mushmack joins me to talk about the first half of this ball game. We'll get you ready for the second half here on the live Cox 4 Game of the Week. Welcome back to the jungle, everybody, as halftime entertainment continues with the Woodlawn High School Marching Band. And Woodlawn got to be happy in the halftime right now, up 28-7, joined once again by Rob Mushmack. And tell you what, some big plays early in this ball game when it had some turnovers back and forth, but once Woodlawn got control of this game and took advantage, they really had some big plays.
Well, what they've done is Billy Ferris has been on fire. He's getting it to Gransbury, and as soon as they start to move over on Gransbury for the sharp pattern, he's popping it to Mack, and he's tried to get it down the field a couple of times. He's just overthrown, but Ferris has been on. How on is he? 303 yards passing in the first half for Billy Ferris. 86 yards rushing for Woodlawn for a total of 389 yards of offense. And what they're doing is not against a bunch of slouches. The Terra football team is an excellent football team. Woodlawn is just in another gear tonight offensively.
And, you know, people have talked about this Woodlawn team with the talent they have, both the quarterback with Ferris and those wide receivers. And early, at least what I saw a little bit of, Rob, they were just showing those quick slants, but the guys are breaking loose. And I'm not sure with the way they're playing tonight, and Ferris throwing for 300 yards, I don't know if there's a way that Terra can adjust to stop that when a team's playing that well.
Well, Dennis McCain and I talk about this all the time. It's the yak. Y-A-C, the yak. The yards after catch. Gransbury, Mack, Jacobs, these guys do a great job after the catch, Terra's defensive backs can't bump and run them because they're going to get around you, so they're giving them a little bit of cushion, and they need to make the play, and the majority of the time they have. But when these guys break free, you're just not going to take them down if you can catch them.
So second half, if there's any adjustments that Terra can make, first of all, you got to think they got to go ball possession. They've got to get the ball and control it, because if you give it to Woodlawn, they're racking up 300, 400 yards.
Yeah, but Terra hasn't done that bad. They haven't been able to throw the ball very well, and that's what's hurt them. They've rushed the ball for nearly 100 yards in the first half and had a good running game all year long. They've got 107 total yards, 6 first downs. Woodlawn 21 first downs in the first half. But what Terra's got to do is hold on to the football. There's a lot of football left to play, and Terra's put up some big numbers this year. But they've got to keep it away from Woodlawn, keep it out of Ferris's hands, get it into Schultz's hands, Pearson's hands, get the ground game going, score early. They get the ball to start the second half. Watch that onside kick, for goodness sakes, and get your offense out there and do some positive things. This is a good football team, and David Prescott will not let them relax in the second half. They will play hard football in the second half.
And Terra likes to run the ball with the rain coming down. Maybe that'll help him, Rob. We appreciate it, and give you some time to get back up to the booth and have a good call in the second half.
I certainly did not plan, Victor Howell, on getting wet. This is your job down here. I'm going back up where it's got a roof on.
Dry and it's comfortable. Rob Bushback, thank you very much. We'll take one final break as the teams get ready to come back on the field. Terra stretching in their end zone. Woodlawn about to come out. We'll get you ready for the second half right after this on the live Cox 4 Game of the Week. Welcome back to Woodlawn High School, everybody. We're just about set to kick off the second half of action here as both teams are now back on the field. Terra's taken to the sideline. Woodlawn is about to do the same. Again, one of the big scorers we're watching right now is in the 3A ranks where number 1, E.D. White. Remember, they had a big victory over St. James a couple of weeks ago. They are at home, and they are losing to number 32, West St. Mary, by the score of 8-5 at the half. Now let's get you ready for the second half action here between Woodlawn and Terra, and for that, we head back up to the booth with Dennis McCain and Rob Bushman.
Well, thank you, Victor. You see the big crowd at Woodlawn, and we want to thank some very fine sponsors who are helping us bring the action to you tonight. And the first one is the Jones Creek Animal Hospital, boarding, grooming, full-service veterinary hospital, Dr. Jennifer Schneider, and she's located on Jones Creek. Sue's, Jennifer, Charlotte, Melissa, and Angela. And tonight's game is being brought to you by Dempsey's Fine Food right there on Coursey between Stumberg and Jones Creek. Thank you, Dempsey's Restaurant. And by the Bicycle Shop, you can lay away and you don't have to pick it up until the 24th of December. The Bicycle Source on Jones Creek, and they have scooters and they have bikes and everything else you can possibly imagine. But once again, you don't have to pick it up to the 24th of December when you put it on layaway. And tonight's game is brought to you by the City Cafe, Squeaky, Miranda, and all the gang. All your tailgating needs, you can get the big platters at City Cafe. And by Cracker Barrel, fine stores everywhere for your tailgating needs. Cracker Barrel.
USA.
And Wonders, Rob.
Wonder Cuts, a location right here near Woodlawn High School on Jones Creek at Coursey.
And by Haney, Don Haney and Jerry out there, Auto Repair Center, Paint and Body Shop, the best across from Parkview Baptist. And by Ed's Shenandoah Hardware, and he does an outstanding job there, and he has deer stands, deer corn, and rice bran, your one-stop shop for hardware and outdoor needs. By Wayne Stabler Seafood Market inside the City Cafe. Casey's Barbecue, the best barbecue in town. Kenny Carr out on George O'Neill. Thank you, Kenny Carr. By Marino's Florist, they send the very best flowers you can possibly imagine and make you proud when you send them from there. An open house this weekend, November 17th, Sunday from 1 to 5. Door prizes every hour at Marino's on Greenwell Springs Road. Sam Marino, a big, big fan of high school football.
And by U.S. Agencies for your insurance needs. It's U.S. Agencies. Give them a call at 928-9000.
Here we go.
All right, Staples kicks it off for the Woodlawn Panthers. And he takes it all the way down to the 5, and Chapman comes running it back, and there he goes to midfield. Chapman across midfield to the 47-yard line of Woodlawn, and great field position coming here for the Terra Trojans.
Well, Staples makes the tackle, but this is what Terra needed. Get a little mo. Get that M-O on your back and ride it as long as you can. Woodlawn had it all at the end of the half. There you see the kicker, Staples, making the tackle, but you're starting it out in Woodlawn territory at the 49-yard line. Get your guy Schultz. Get your guy Pearson in the game. Let Campbell complete a couple of passes. Over 4 in the first half. He's got to get a few, get a little confidence going. and make a nice drive. Woodlawn's up 28-7, but there's a lot of football to play. A lot.
Well, you're 3 scores down now, and so you have to take them one at a time. If you can score, you can cut it to a 14-point lead, and they have great field position. Josh Campbell has a tight formation. He has one man way out to the right, and the officials step in.
Dead ball foul. Delay of game against the Trojans.
Delay of game on Tara.
44-yard line.
So the rain was supposed to be out of here. Let's go down to Jordy Collada where he's getting a little damp. Okay, Jordy.
Hey, guys, talking to Coach Nettles at the half, he said to come out in the intensity that they showed in the first half. But right now, for his team, the score is 0-0. This is the playoffs. This is not the time of the season to have a bad second half. And he told his troops to just keep the intensity up and let's play like we did in the first half. Dennis?
Okay, Jordy, first down and 15 to go for the Tara Trojans. And the handoff is to the right side. And Pearson is running with it across midfield. And once again, the official blows a whistle as Pearson gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. Will Taylor made the tackle for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Brings up second down and 10.
So a face mask going to be called on Woodlawn. That's going to help the Trojans out.
Face mask is the call. 5 yards to be penalized against the Panthers.
All right, the penalty is against Woodlawn. And that will put the ball inside the 45 at about the 44-yard line. And so they'll get the play over, and that's the reason that it will stay first down.
First down is 5 now.
So from 1st and 15, a gain of 5 plus 5 on the penalty makes it 1st and 5. And Pearson is trying to get outside. And there he goes, hustling out there and taking the ball. Chapman it is with the ball as he goes down to about the 32-yard line. Watson makes the tackle for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, Chapman just uses his speed coming right at you. Do I go there? No. Let me get out of there. There's too much traffic in there. So he takes it to the outside, the little forearm. And a nice gain for Tara, so a first down at the Woodlawn 32, and the Trojans are getting this done in a hurry.
First down for the Trojans in white shirts tonight. Trailing 28-7, but right now with good field position, there's movement in the line. And a 5-yard penalty coming against somebody.
Well, anybody you want in purple can take credit for that one. They were all back there.
Dead ball foul offside against the Panthers. Will award 5 more yards to the Trojans.
The Woodlawn Panther Pushers Booster Club Jambalaya Dinner, $5 per plate, Sunday, December 8th, 2002. Before the Jones Creek Christmas Parade, pick up your order between 11 and 1 in front of Woodlawn High School. That's the Woodlawn Panther Pusher Booster Club Jambalaya Dinner on December 8th, $5 a plate. And I'm going to tell you what, Jimmy Young and Jim O'Lynn can flat out cook jambalaya.
Chapman has the ball to the right side, and Chapman is spinning with it and fighting down inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line, and he'll be about 4 yards short of the first down. We'll bring up second down and 4.
Went and visited your buddy at halftime again, Dan Lambert. One of those burgers with the onions on top of it. Yeah, well, he sent me one up for you, but didn't make it past the truck.
So that makes
now.
number 3 for you tonight.
Well, that's
right?
actually 2. The third one didn't make it past the truck, but Dan Lambert, Jimmy Young, Jim O'Lynn, these guys can cook.
All right, here's Josh Campbell now calling his signals and giving it to Chapman again. Chapman has a hole on the right side, and look at that young man just pounded in there for a first down.
Rashawn Jacobs laid the load, but Chapman picks up a first down for Tara, and the Trojan offense is showing some signs of life here early in the third quarter.
Well, I thought they looked good in the first half. They moved the ball very well, but Woodlawn controlled the ball a lot with many first downs and 28 points, and now the Trojans have come out fired up.
Well, they got that guy Mason in there. See if they don't try and maybe work something to Mason as he's into the lineup.
Pearson straight up the middle inside handoff. And Pearson's going to get a couple in the middle there, maybe 3.
About 5 yards, brings up second down.
Early made the tackle, and a gain of 4, actually almost 5, as Pearson just fought his way in the middle and got a couple of more. First down, second down now it is, second down and 5. Campbell has his team moving. Pearson. Now that's number 14, Schultz, with the ball, it looks like. And Schultz is inside the 5. He's down to about the 3, and a nice run. Watson makes the tackle, but Terra has a first down and goal to go.
Well, it was a key to the victory, and it also, we talked about it prior to the start of the second half. This is one of those guys. Schultz, Chapman, Pearson. On a counter play, Schultz coming right at you. But these 3 guys can get it done. Give them the football and give them an opportunity, and they can get you some points. And that's exactly what Terra has done to start the second half.
There's Schultz again to the right side. Schultz in the end zone, spinning for a touchdown, Terra.
And the rain that was supposed to be out of the Baton Rouge area, what was supposed to happen was, it's warm, it rains, it gets cold. Well, if you listen to the weatherman, that's what's going to happen. But what happened was, it rained, it stayed warm, then it got cold, and then it rained after it got cold. So I can't figure it out. And now it looks like a monsoon. So is it a cold front? Is it a warm front? Or heck, it might be snowing before 10 o'clock.
All right, the extra point, the Pelican point after to come. The kick is in the air, and it is good. And now we have a football game back again at 28-14.
This is one way to fix your body. Here's another, AAA Body and Paint. Family owned and operated, AAA's been the auto body and paint specialist.
The Augustus block on Jacobs, 55 right here. Keeps his footing, then the alleyway is wide open. Touchdown Trojans. 28-14, 9:26 to go in the half.
Jefferson has it teed up for the Terra Trojans. Watson and Mack are deep for the Woodlawn Panthers. And we're set to go. It's a 2-touchdown lead now for Woodlawn, and Jefferson kicks one short that is fumbled, and there is a pile up on the field, and let's see who had it. A lot of white shirts down in there. They're fighting underneath still, and the officials are trying to sort it out and root it out. Terra has the football. The Trojans have it.
Well, we've seen that kick all night long out of both clubs. This time, Terra, the benefactor, and the Trojans have taken all the momentum to start the second half. They trail it by 2 scores, but they've got it right back. And Dennis, Victor Howell and I talked about the half. The only way back is to keep the Woodlawn offense off the field. Well, guess what? That's exactly what they've done. Woodlawn has not run an offensive play in the second half.
Well, the rain is falling. Terra has the ball at the 45, and they're handing off to Schultz, and Schultz, second effort, gets him a gain. Tressie Linedecker is down in the rain at Woodlawn.
I spoke to the coaches on the Terra sideline and basically asked him what he told his kids at halftime. And what he told them was, for some of these players, this could be their last game. They've played for the last 2 years with a lot of heart and never quit. Basically, they need to come out and do that in the second half. As you can see from the offensive drive as well as that onside kick recovery, that's exactly what they're doing. Back up to you, Dennis.
Chapman is running the ball to the right side, and he has a nice gain, and he's down around the first down marker as Terra has come charging out in the second half, and Jacobs makes the tackle.
David Prescott, and I'm sure that Tressie Linedecker toned it down a little bit. You know, he got his guys pumped up at the half, and they have come out smoking in the rain here at Woodlawn, in the jungle.
Third down play coming, and a first down. Straight up the middle, Josh Campbell keeps the football. First down for the Terra Trojans.
Well, you're starting to see a little swagger, a little confidence coming back in the step of the Trojans, and Woodlawn's defense is going to need to come up with a stop and slow this down, because Terra right now is in position to take control here in the third quarter.
The offensive lineman doing a good job for the Terra Trojans right now as they battle back, and there's a fumble and recovery back there by Terra, but a big loss on first down. And now let's go back down in the rain. Victor Howell is moving out, and he has a score.
10 yards.
Dennis and Rob, could be a tough night for teams from this district, 4 or 5A. As you know, one of these teams is going to lose tonight between Woodlawn and Tara. Sanoma losing on the road at Karen Crow. And now an update from Olympia Stadium. Ruston has scored 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ruston on top of Catholic by the score of 20-17.
Second down and long to go as the ball was fumbled but recovered by Tara. This is Campbell. Campbell's keeping inside the 40. Campbell is putting his shoulder down and going down to the 30-yard line. So Campbell gets some of the lost yardage back as he gets it down to the 30, and that will set up a third down situation. Third down and 10, and some of the Woodlawn fans wanted a clip on that run by Campbell.
Well, they certainly did, and the officials didn't see it that way.
Ruston 20. Catholic 17.
Third down and 10 to go. Movement in the line, and Chapman has the ball. Chapman is being pulled down after he makes about 6 yards down to the 24-yard line, and that will set up a 4th and 4, but not now because a flag flies and probably a penalty coming against the Woodlawn Panthers.
It's going to be 15. They're going to get Woodlawn for a late hit, I believe. And it was a late flag, but it is a personal foul on Woodlawn, so.
Personal foul against the Panthers. Penalty will give a
Drew Nettles
to the Tara Trojans at the 13-yard line.
We apologize for the technical difficulty as the rain has started to get to some of the equipment here at the Jungle.
We'll continue to call it. The handoff up the middle is a nice gain, and going inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line, and a nice gain on first down for the Tara Trojans.
Pearson, the ball carrier.
So the
About 7 yards.
Woodlawn-Tara rivalry is heating up midway through the third quarter. 5 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Tara, second and 5 inside the Woodlawn 10-yard line.
Second down and a short 5 to go, and the handoff is to the right side, and not much room out there for Chapman. Woodlawn does a good job as they handle him on the outside, and we'll see where the official marks it. Third down coming. Jason Early was there first for the Woodlawn Panthers, and he had help. And now we have third down and 3 to go.
And a long 2.
Tara very quickly up to the line. There's a fake to Chapman. Campbell has the ball. He might get the end zone. He will get the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Tara Trojans, but a flag is thrown, and a flag, I believe, coming against the Tara Trojans.
I think you're going to get a clip, and that's going to bring it back.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's that holding on Tara is going to be called blocking the back. And wow, I'm not too sure Campbell wouldn't have scored without the aid of the block. Well, now watch Campbell. Campbell is way out there. Campbell's towards you. Now watch the block in the back. Right there. So it is a good call by the official, but I'm not sure Campbell needed the help.
Well, it's a huge call because it puts the ball back at the 10-yard line and sets up a third down. And about 8 yards to go. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line. Let's see what the Trojans do. You see the rain falling at Woodlawn High School. It's a big 5A game in the playoffs in Louisiana high school football. Chapman pitches the ball on a reverse back to the left side, and a run down to about the 3-yard line is running with that football. Down there was number 25. Vines, who's in the game.
Well, it's that kind of a counter reverse. And I think Rashawn Jacobs makes the play, and I think he's going to be just short of the first down, fourth down, and a less than one inside the Woodlawn 3-yard line.
And actually, they'll come in and measure for a first down.
Fans, while we have a stoppage of play, I want you to check your lucky tickets for the half and half winner tonight.
The man in number 25, we're told running the ball is Biggers in the game. And we'll have a measurement right here.
7-10.
Here's the stretch of the chain.
Report to the
It's
door.
going to be short, but they want to measure it here so they can bring it out and mark it at the exact location, and they'll do it now. But what a big play coming up in the ball game. It's 28-14. It's fourth down. And a yard to go, a full yard to go. Actually, no need for a measurement there. I don't know if I've seen a mark when you're a yard short, but I think they wanted to just get the location correct, and they brought it to the inside of the field.
They're changing out the wet ball, too. So you want to get a good spot. That's a good play by the officials. So do you get the long snap count here, old buddy? See if you can't draw them first? Or do you get the quick one and just pop it in there? You're the coach, Dennis McCain.
Yeah, I'm for pounding it in there quickly, and they'll see what Campbell does here. Campbell causes signals, and he will. He'll give it to Schultz. Schultz has a first down. Schultz has a touchdown. Touchdown, Terra High School. Whoa! And here come the Trojans.
Nelly. 28-20, and if only Keith Jackson were here to call that one.
It is 28-20. Terra High School has scored twice in the second half. And let's look at the touchdown by Schultz.
Well, right here, the hole opens up. They're trying to get a first down. Schultz says, I'm going to power it in there. And Dennis, 8 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Billy Ferris and company has not seen the turf.
The extra point is in the air and good through the rain and through the wind and through the night sky. We're coming back to Woodlawn High.
We're on a mission to help families save more money for their future. To
playoffs.
28-7 at halftime. Woodlawn, now it's 28-21 with 4 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Woodlawn hasn't had the ball yet in the second half.
So watch for the short kick again.
All right, let's see what Jefferson does. He kicks a low one again, and that ball is bouncing around. This time, though, the official comes running in, and the referee comes in and stops the action.
Delay a game on Tara going to be called. Jordy Collada's on the sidelines.
Guys, Woodlawn defensive coordinator Coach Ducote met his squad halfway off the field and was yelling at them all the way to the bench. When they got to the bench, they told them, guys, this game is 4 quarters. It's the playoffs. If we lose, there's no next week. So get your heads strapped on. We're going to have to take up a lot of the slack. Woodlawn's potent offense doesn't touch the ball until 4 minutes left in the first half, guys. So we'll have to see how it plays out throughout this second half. Dennis?
Thank you, Jordy. And you know, Rob, that's the thing about the playoffs. When you lose, you're done. 160 teams started, and after 2 weeks, well, you're all the way down to 40 teams all of a sudden.
No, that's right. And Tara, I guess, got a break.
Jefferson kicks it off, and this time Watson picks it up for the Woodlawn Panthers, and so the Panthers will get the ball now at the 31-yard line, and let's see what the Purple Panthers can do with it as they take over.
Tonight's game being brought to you by Brandy Ferris Real Estate. For your real estate needs, it's Brandy Ferris at 293-9010.
And by ISC, instrumentation and electrical, some things you can just count on, and that great company is right here in Baton Rouge, and they're in Houston.
So Tara's defense has been resting for about an hour.
On the offense now, they go right back where they left off to Gransberry. Gransberry catches the football at the 40-yard line as Ferris just lofts it up, and Gransberry runs comes down the sideline and catches the ball. He has good hands, and he got it at the 40.
Well, Gransberry just ran under it. Ferris put it up, put the air under it, and Gransberry went and got it. Nice catch by Kentrell Gransberry, and Woodlawn setting up shop as cramps have set in. One of the Terra defensive backs, Justin Dunn. We'll take the break with him.
All right, we'll pause for a moment, and then we will come back on the live Hot Sport Game of the Week.
It begins at the dawn of each day. Professionals, each with different tasks. But
This is McCain, and we have a football game now, Rob. 28-21, 4:05 to go in the third quarter. Woodlawn with the ball and trying to answer a couple of scores by the Terra Trojans. Good to have all of you tuned in across 7 parishes, and I can't imagine a better game than we have going right here at Woodlawn High.
We got a good one.
Ferris is wanting to throw to Gransberry again, and he lofts it up, and this time the ball is tipped away. A good defensive job down there by the Terra Trojans, as that time the defensive back got inside Gransberry and knocked it away.
Ferris lays it up again. Same play they just completed, and Gransberry has it knocked away by Pearson. Good coverage that time by Pearson. That's a tough draw, and he did a nice job. Mason comes over and gives him the high five.
That's the way you have to do it. You have to get to the inside and between the quarterback and the receiver. And now let's see what happens. Spears has it. He's dancing in the backfield. Terra has Spears. He gets away and maybe gets about 3 yards, but good penetration by the defensive line of the Terra Trojans.
Well, the Terra defense did a nice job on that play. Spears still fell forward for 3, but a 3rd down and 7, and this is Gransberry or Mack time.
3rd down and 7, and a big play coming here. Can Woodlawn keep the drive going, or will the momentum stay with the Terra Trojans? We'll find out right here as the line jumps from both teams, and let's see who the penalty is on now. Once again, we explain this all the time, but if the defensive man crosses the line of scrimmage, it's over right then, and there is a 5-yard penalty coming.
There was a little motion on the offensive front, but I'm not sure if the official picked it up, because the flag came from this side of the field, the near side of the field, but they're going to discuss it. The Terra guys are pleading their case, but basically what we're going to have is 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 12. And this rain is just not letting up, and they're going to say Terra made the move, I believe.
Well, and once again, if you don't know the rule in high school, once you jump, it's over. You can't get back, so there's no saying did the defense get back or not. 5 yards coming against Terra. Well, let's see now. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and I'm not sure. The only thing I can figure out here, maybe they were trying to disrupt the count and calling signals on defense.
Well, that would certainly make the offensive lineman jump, wouldn't it?
Well, it sure would, and that's the only thing you can figure, that the defense was trying to help Ferris with his signal calling, with his cadence, and you can't do that, and one of the officials heard it, and so they penalized Terra and sportsmanlike conduct. But what a huge penalty against the Terra Trojans. 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go.
Watch for either Jacobs or Mack on the near side to run it to the post on the slant. Probably Jacobs will go to the outside. Mack will go to the inside. They scored on this play earlier. Let's see if they run it.
There it comes to the side, and a good call, and this time they'll go inside to Jacobs, and he'll catch it at the 15, and he will have a nice gain on 1st down.
Rashawn Jacobs coming right at you. Perfect pass by Billy Ferris. Ferris now over 20 completions on the night.
Ferris put that one right between the 1 and the 3. Showing a good arm, and he sets up a 2nd down. 2nd down for Woodlawn, and 2 to go as they are driving at the 15-yard line. And
well,
Terra's defending.
They've got Gransberry in single coverage on the near side.
And they are going to go to him, and they hit Gransberry. Ferris does. Down at about the 6-yard line. And it's 1st and goal for the Woodlawn Panthers.
And there's Ferris again. And Billy Ferris's arm just might be a little sore on Saturday morning.
Just inside the 7-yard line. It's a 1st down for Woodlawn, and they are starting up just where they left off. All they needed was to get the football.
Well, Tara did what they had to do, though. They had to keep the football away. Now, I didn't think they were going to keep it away for 8 minutes and 2 scoring drives, but that's exactly what they had to do. Gransberry on the far side of the field. Here's your fade.
There it is. They throw short and down around the goal line. We may get a pick over there now. Watch for a pick on the left side. The flag was thrown, and it's offensive interference against Woodlawn.
Yeah. Going to get Gransberry on the illegal pick. That's another one of those you gotta look left and see if he's looking at you. If he's not looking at you, you go ahead and pick the guy. If he's looking at you, you just bail out.
So you believe in trying to get away with it all you can?
Well, you got to get away with everything you can in a football game. I'm telling you, pal, it's ugly out there. It's wet. These guys are tired. They got bruises all over them. You can slip one in, you got to slip it in. And let me tell you something. There's not a football team in America that has not run an illegal pick. It's just do they call it or not.
Well, the ball is put back at the 22-yard line, especially with those slip screens. You know, that's a lot of picking going on.
Well, the old bubble screen, too. That's
all right, here we go. A loss of down makes it 2nd down and goal to go. And the lob pass is in the air for Gransberry in the air, but knocked away. And once again, a good defensive job back there by the Tara Trojans. Gransberry wants a penalty. And he got one. He wanted a penalty and he got one.
Well,
but he might not be against the team he wants it to be on.
It's going to be on Woodlawn, and you got to believe it's deserved because there was some jawing going on down there. And I think the Panthers are going to get 15 as Kentrell wanted some interference, but first of all, you don't ever get in his face, and then you don't touch him.
Well, Pearson had good position there, but now the penalty is going against the Tara Trojans. Unsportsmanlike against Tara, so the picture doesn't always tell the story.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Let's look at it again. And they're going to get Tara for unsportsmanlike conduct, but we'll let you, you decide the results. Here's your play.
The penalty is going against the Tara Trojans. Now look at the official there. He's talking to Jess Gransberry. What is he here? Look at the Tara man coming into the picture. And maybe he heard something here to the left.
No, it's got to be, well, it might be right here. There you go, right there. Slip it in the old back door right in the end.
Great job, Art Root Television Productions, and apparently what they call trash talking going on down there.
So, apologies to Mr. Gransberry, as it surely looked apparent that he was upset that there wasn't a interference called. The Tara defensive back looked like they made a bad play, but somebody came with the trash talk at the end of the play, and it certainly wasn't Woodlawn.
Let's set the situation. Here we go from the 11-yard line. The pass to the corner of the end zone is way up in the air. Incomplete. The wet ball flies away from Gransberry.
Well, Pearson is doing a nice job on Gransberry. Pearson is now on Gransberry here in the second half, and he's done a nice job as Gransberry still made some catches. But Pearson's been right with him. There's your throw by Ferris. And Pearson makes contact right at the right time.
It is a 4th down situation. 4th down, and what a play coming now for the Woodlawn Panthers from the 11. It's a huge play. Will Tara get the ball back, or will Woodlawn score and up the lead to 2 scores? Here we go. Ferris is going to take the direct snap, and he has Spears back there with him.
Watch Jacobs.
He's throwing the ball to the end zone, and the receiver is going to be held, and a flag is back, but the flag is back in the backfield.
Well, they're going to call holding on Woodlawn.
Holding on Woodlawn is going to be declined.
Well, take a look at it. This is what we thought was being called, but evidently there was a hole in the interior line. But watch. There's the hole, and then most of the fans saw this right here. They saw that. That wasn't called. The judge. Okay, watch here at the beginning of the play. This is the hole they called right there, grabbing the jersey. This is the one everybody saw. But the flag was already on the ground prior to that. But you think if they throw a flag there on that, you'd have two holes and offsetting penalties, and you would run the down over. But it's not called.
That was not the call, and now the referee warns the sideline of Woodlawn to get back. And as you mentioned, the ball was in the air. Everybody in the stand saw what they thought was a hole down the field. That was not called. An obvious hole in the backfield, though, and a good call by the official goes against Woodlawn, and so Tara gets it back. And now they trail by only 7, and they have the football, and Schultz has it right now, and Schultz has maybe 3 yards on first down as he just dives it out to about the 14-yard line.
1 minute and 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Tara is driving to tie the football game.
We have a football game. It was 28-7 at halftime. Woodlawn. Tara has the only 2 scores in the second half, and they have fought back, and they trail now by just 7. And the young men from Tara High School in white shirts tonight, and that's Josh Campbell, who is calling the signals and puts Schultz in motion, and now he keeps the ball, and Campbell is pulling a couple of Woodlawn players with him as he goes across the 15-yard line out to about the 18-yard line, and he is only 2 yards short of a first. Rentz made the tackle for the Woodlawn Panthers.
So a third down and a long 3 for the Trojans. 46 seconds to go. 46 seconds to go in the third quarter, and there it is.
Third down and 3 to go. But Tara, the handoff is to the right side, and Chapman has a first down, and there he goes, all the way up to almost the 30-yard line. First down for the Tara Trojans.
Nice job by Chapman. Chapman just running hard on a wet turf. And the Woodlawn defense has spent a lot of this quarter on the field. About 10 minutes of it, to be exact. 21 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the third quarter. And we're coming down to cases again, partner.
Albert Watson made the stop, and now Woodlawn jumps offside.
So 10 seconds to go. Tara will have a first down and 5 as Woodlawn jumps.
Offside Panther.
The ball is moved out to the 35, and so we'll have a first down and 5 to go. And Rob, you say it all the time, but if you're an offensive coordinator, you'll take first and 5 every time.
Any time you want to give it to me. May not get this play off.
Campbell has 2 men behind him in the backfield. There's the last play of the third quarter as Pearson has it out to the right side, and Pearson has maybe 2, and that's the end of the third quarter. But what a football game we have going at Woodlawn, and we're coming back for the fourth quarter.
90,000 here in Tiger Stadium tonight. and it is a pop-up. And the Tigers
number 5
at Woodlawn High School, because this ball game will be remembered by a lot of people for a long time, and we're glad that you have joined us and that we can share it with you as Tara jumps offside. And so now they will get a 5-yard penalty.
So what was 2nd and 4 will be 2nd and 9.
Against the Trojans. 5-yard penalty.
And the Woodlawn defense gets a little bit of a break there as Tara will have to now play 2nd and long.
Brings up 2nd down and about 8.
2nd down and 8 to go for Tara. 2 men in the backfield. Schultz is number 14. And the handoff is going to Schultz. And he's trying to get to the outside, and he's successful as he hustles out there. And very quickly gets it up for a 1st down. Victor Howell is going to update some of the ball games going on in Louisiana.
Robin and Dennis, we've got some finals rolling in. Kenwood beats Rose Pine tonight on 1A 29-6. It was Dunham over Newellton 47-6. And we've got your first upset of the night. This coming out of Class 2A. Spring Hill, number 5, loses to Episcopal 20-17. Episcopal scores a touchdown, goes for the kickoff. The kicker actually boots the kick. It's an unintentional onside kick. Episcopal recovers, goes down and scores the game-winning score, 20-17. Episcopal wins. They will next take on Oakdale. Oakdale defeated St. Thomas Aquinas 28-21. And with Episcopal's victory tonight being on the road, that means next week Episcopal will host Oakdale in Baton Rouge for round 2. Congratulations to them.
And we want to echo that congratulations to the Episcopal Knights, who have won a big upset tonight.
What an upset. Episcopal has defeated Spring Hill, who a lot of people thought were going to the Dome. Wow.
2nd down and 11 to go. Here's a fake handoff to Schultz and a flip down the field to Pearson to the midfield to the 47. Pearson's out of bounds. Pearson has a 1st down for Tara.
So the Knights will host the Oakdale Warriors next week. Take a look at it right here. They fake it to Schultz. Campbell rolls and dumps it off to Pearson, and Pearson gets a little yak that yard after the catch of his own. Pearson's been having to make the tackles all night on Gransbury. He saw a chance to do it himself and took it.
Speed knocked him out of bounds. Schultz has the ball to the outside, but Schultz has company, and they swarm on him, and Woodlawn gets in the backfield, but a flag comes in as Hall got there, and the crowd, Rob, from Woodlawn sighs as they think that a face mask penalty is coming.
Well, it's usually what's called when you see 4 purple shirts on 1 white.
Face mask of the personal foul variety is called against the Panthers.
Drew Nettles. His defense makes a great play and then gets a hand on a face mask.
A 15-yard penalty against Woodlawn.
And the Panther staff has to be concerned as their offense just has not gotten on the field in the second half, and Tara's controlled the clock and the scoreboard.
10 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the game, and we have picked an excellent first-round game. We knew we'd have a good one when the playoffs came, and we do. 28-21, Woodlawn leads it, but Tara is driving and trying to tie it up, and the handoff in the middle, and a nice gain down to about the 26-yard line on 1st down as Pearson runs the football for the Tara Trojans. Rents and Early made the tackle for the Woodlawn Panthers. From the 26-yard line, 2nd down, a nice gain on 1st. Sets up 2nd down and a long 2, and another gain inside the 25-yard line, just about a yard short of a 1st down. Will set up a 3rd down now for Tara High School. And the official continues to roll the clock. We'll have a third down coming up in about 1. Scott made the stop for the Panthers. 3rd and 1. The Trojans attacking, defending the Panthers. It's a 1-touchdown game, and we hope that all of you are enjoying the action from your homes tonight as the quarterback sneak by Josh Campbell nets a first down for the Terra Trojans.
Well, they haven't signaled it yet, but certainly the left foot mark. Yeah, there it is. Well, the Terra running game has got it going in the second half.
9 minutes and 29 seconds to go, but that's to go in regulation as we play it in the 4th quarter. A tight formation for the Trojans in the rain. The field getting a little muddy. Schultz is running, and Schultz is grabbed and pulled down. That's Chapman with the ball. Jacobs pulls Chapman down.
Rashawn Jacobs just blew through there to make the tackle, and a second down now and about 9. Victor Howell's down the field as the scores are pouring in here at the Jungle. Take it, Victor.
Guys, a couple more finals to give you. This one from the 5A ranks, and one team from District 4 5A is moving on as Catholic just beat Ruston over at Olympia. That final score is 24-20, and another score from the 2A ranks. Congratulations to U-High for making it as far as they did, but they fall short tonight on the road to Iota. 20-16 is that final score.
Campbell is thrown to the ground in the backfield as he rolled out and tried to find a receiver, but Woodlawn came pouring in on him, and they got him. And Hall was the first man to get him.
Mike Papa. Take a look at it right. If you're a defensive lineman, you just love seeing this. Right there. And of course, if you're Josh Campbell, when you turn around, that's the last thing you want to see is a big Papa coming at you.
3rd down and very long to go for Terra. 3rd down and 18 to go, and they'll have to take it to about the 12 or 13-yard line for a first down. Let's see what happens. Campbell is going to throw. Campbell's looking, and Campbell is throwing, and he has a receiver who is running with the football, not down to the first down marker, but a good gain as running with the football that time for the Terra Trojans was number 5, Brett Cook, who caught the football. And so that will set up now a 3rd down situation. 3rd and manageable, though, for Terra.
4th down.
Our 4th down situation coming up. Excuse me. 4th
but it
down,
is manageable.
4th down after the 3rd down gain, I should say, and about 4 to go.
So Cook's got them in an area where they can get it done. Woodlawn's got to take a timeout. I don't think they got the right package in there, and they will.
And this could be the play of the game coming, but before we look at the play, we'll have to take a break. And then we'll come back to Woodlawn High in the rain.
With spring approaching, don't let your pool problems stop you from enjoying the beautiful weather. Shop Pool and Spa World, your water
play of the game. Well, the official is holding the game.
Yeah, equipment trouble is what's holding it up.
But now we're ready to go. And the official says, let's go, young men. The referee does. It's 4th down and 4 to go. Campbell is back to take a direct snap. And Campbell has the ball, and he pitches it out to the right side. And there's a first down at the 10 and into the end zone. Touchdown for Pearson and Terra High School. And the Trojans are to within 1 point of tying the game.
Well, they got to kick the extra point on 4th down and 4. Campbell held it. Campbell made the play. He held the football and got crushed, but got it to Pearson at the last second, and Terra is 1 point away from tying this thing up with 6 minutes and 58. Watch Campbell. Here's Pearson. Now watch Campbell. Now, and he gets hit, but Pearson is way outside the coverage.
Here's the important extra point. Martin will try to tie it. There's the snap. The kick is up in the air. The kick is good. We are tied at 28. 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the 4th quarter as the Terra Trojans have tied the Woodlawn Panthers 28-28. They trail 28-7 at half.
Here it comes. Pearson right at you. Campbell made the play. He read the defense right. They had one shot at him, and after the cutback, Jacobs is there, but he's in the end zone, and I would not believe it that the Trojans have tied it at 28.
21.
Unbelievable comeback by Tara.
21 unanswered points by the Tara Trojans. And thank you, everybody, for helping us bring this game to 7 parishes. And let's thank some of our sponsors.
Tonight's game being brought to you by Prime Equipment, Prime Rental, Sales and Service, Prime Equipment. Mushback Photography. Tonight's game being shot will be on the website, ActionShots, FlashPixPhoto.com. GNC Live Well, Prairieville, Louisiana. Dean Brignac, new location, Highland by the Albertsons. www.goprotoday.com. Protective Insurance Plus, working hard to make your protection our business.
Jefferson will kick it off. We have a tie game, 28-28 with Rob Mushback. I'm Dennis McCain, and we're going to bring you this finish with just 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go at Woodlawn High School. The Trojans, Jefferson kicks it off, and he kicks it low, and it's recovered, I believe, yes it is, by Woodlawn. Woodlawn has great field position. After the kickoff, they'll play it, and they'll scrimmage from their own 43-yard line.
Victor Howell's down on the field with some more scores. Take it away, Victor Howell. This is fired up.
Baker gets the victory tonight with John at 28-7, and now we have our second upset and the biggest one so far. It is a final in the 3A ranks, and number 1, E.D. White, has been eliminated. They lose to number 32, West St. Mary. 20-19 is the final score. At home, E.D. White eliminated in round number 1.
Woodlawn has the ball back, and Spears is running across midfield to the 49.
For the first time in the history of the PowerPoints, a 32 seed has won a game. West St. Mary has eliminated number 1 seed E.D. White from the 3A state playoffs, and that is amazing. West St. Mary last week was not even in the playoffs if they did not beat Patterson to get in, and now they're moving on, and E.D. White is done.
That is incredible. Here is Woodlawn now from the 49-yard line. And Spears again has room, and Spears is running, and there he goes. Touchdown, Woodlawn High School.
Well, I never thought I would need a pacemaker, but I'll take one if there's a doctor in the house. 49 yards, and my ticker, I'm not sure if it's ticking.
Run by Spears as he got the ball. He was detained momentarily, but then he took off, and down the sideline he went, and nobody could catch him. Spears scores for Woodlawn High, and the Panthers have the lead. Here's the Pelican point after. A high snap. The kick is up in the air, but the kick is good. And now
it's been a few weeks since I said it, but you see what's on the screen there, buddy? Go.
They can't catch him. Spears is running, and all that Tara can see of him right now is 24 on his back, because Spears is in the end zone.
And there he is. The big man's been getting it done all year. Now it's up to the Woodlawn D, because the Tara O has been on the go in the second half.
6:09 to go, and now let's thank our sponsors again.
Tonight's game, Country Club Texaco, Wayne Dugas, near the entrance to the Country Club of Louisiana. Country Club Texaco, Wayne Dugas. Pool and Spa World. For all your pool and water needs, it's Pool and Spa World, where you can take a dip without getting soaked.
And by Roadrunner Record Towing and Recovery, Judy Smart at 356-3061. The Murphy Law Firm tonight. The number's 928-8800.
Peyton Murphy, Preferred Title Company. Patrick Miller for your title needs. Patrick Miller and Preferred Title Company. Jones Creek Animal Hospital. Dr. Jennifer Schneider for your pet, when he's not feeling well, go see Jennifer at the Jones Creek Animal Hospital. Dempsey's on Coursey between Stumberg and Jones Creek. Dempsey's Restaurant. Is there something wrong with your finger? The Bicycle Source on Jones Creek Road. 752-BIKE, the Bicycle Source.
All right, back to the action now. Kicking off the Woodlawn Panthers with 6:09 to go. Woodlawn leads it now by 7, but they'll have to hold the Tara Trojans. There's a low kick coming down and going to be fielded. And a nice return straight up the middle there, out all the way to the 40-yard line.
I apologize there, partner, but I was trying to do the read, and your finger was right in front of the... I couldn't see the read. The Bicycle Source.
And they're a good
Jones Creek Road.
Boy, and I tell you what, that layaway that they have until the 24th of December, that's huge because Santa might even go there and use that layaway. You can pick up all the bikes on Christmas Eve.
You look very happy when they brought out that motorized scooter. I think you're going to be using that somewhere downtown to get around the parking garage or something, buddy.
28 miles an hour, the thing goes. Here we go now. Tara with the ball from the 40-yard line. Let's see if the Trojans can answer. Chapman has the ball. Chapman is running, but the Woodlawn Panthers are tackling, and that's a gain of about 2 on first down.
5:53 to go. Jordy Collada on the field.
Guys, Jamel Spears, running back who just busted the 60-yard run, pulled his defense to his side and said, "Get me the ball back and I will take care of the rest." Spears giving some words of confidence to his defense. Dennis?
Well, he's right. Spears, 171 yards rushing, and they gave it to him, and he did. He took it the distance.
Plenty of time to go. 5 minutes and 24 seconds. But the clock is ticking. And it's tick, tick, ticking away. The Trojans trailing by 7, and here we go, and there's that counter coming back to the inside, and a nice little opening on the inside, and that's across the 45-yard line to about the 46-yard line. So Tara now will face a third down and about 4 yards to go.
Now under 5 minutes to go in this by-district game. David Prescott, God, he's got to be a happy man. You want to win it, but I tell you what, you guys just can't show any more character than what Tara showed coming out in the third quarter. Unbelievable.
Well, he's a proud coach of his young men right now who have really fought back. This is a big play again. Third down and 4 to go for Tara. And that's Schultz with the ball. They've got Schultz in the backfield. Schultz is being swung to the ground by the Panthers. Papa got him, Rob. Papa got him in the backfield, and down goes Schultz.
Well, Tara has the punt team ready. And you'd almost think they're going to punt it. They got some timeouts left, 4 minutes to go. And they will bring the punt team in.
And a very animated Coach Nettles of Woodlawn High School directing his troops on the field. Now there is nobody back.
Well, he thinks it may be a fake, and it is a fake.
And it is
and
a
he's
fake,
wide
and there's
open.
a pass, and he has a man wide open
Tara.
down the field. And look at the catch to the end zone. A touchdown for the Tara Trojans. A fake punt and a touchdown for the Trojans.
55-yard touchdown. And Dennis, I smelled something because there was a lot of movement on the Tara sidelines, like who's going to be in, who's not going to be in, who's coming in, who's coming out. And no one picked him up. Woodlawn didn't have anybody back to return the punt. They expected a fake. It was a fake, and they took it 55 yards. Does Tara go for 2? That's the question.
Biggers caught the ball for a touchdown. Let's go back and look at it as they center it to the short man.
Well, they get it to Mason, who, remember, played quarterback for Campbell. And look at this. Mason, remember, when Campbell was injured, played quarterback for Tara in the game we did against Bishop Sullivan. So he's got the arm. And unbelievable turn of events. Woodlawn seizes all the motion back, takes the lead. Tara on a fake punt, 4th down. Woodlawn knows it's going to be a fake, and they score a touchdown from 55 yards away. And right now, you've got to think they're debating, do we go for 2 and just win this thing right now?
And the rain has stopped. What a football game we have going. The score is 35-34. Woodlawn with 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. And now Tara is debating whether or not to go for 2 with 3:35 to go. Do they try to tie it, or do they go for 2 and just try to get the lead?
I think that Tara will kick it. But if you go for 2 and you get it, you're up. Your defense has got to hold them anyhow. And they're going for the jugular right here.
They are going to try to take the lead. Tara, as Campbell is calling his signals, and he has a full back house back there, maybe trying to draw him off. No, he'll hand off, and no, he won't. He'll fake it and then throw it to the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone and knocked down, and the extra point is no good as number 13 grabs the ball in the end zone. That was Jacobs. Roshan Jacobs intercepts the ball. Good coverage, and Woodlawn did not go for the fake.
No, Roshan Jacobs made the right play. A great fake, though, in there. A little bit of pressure. He had to throw it off his back foot. Jacobs got up and brought it down. Woodlawn will lead at 35-34, but the reason why that's not a bad play, Dennis, and let me try and explain this because I'm fired up, pal. That Panther, I think he's under my feet. But listen to me. Your defense, if you go to overtime, has got to hold him anyhow, okay? They got to hold him anyhow. So David's saying, we got to have a defensive stand anyhow. Let's try and get the win here and get the defensive stand and hold them and win it in regulation.
Well, not only do they have to hold them in overtime, but they'd have to hold them in regulation because Woodlawn's getting the ball back. You got to hold them anyway.
Well, absolutely, but it's a lot easier to play defense when you're up. You know, when you're down, you may press a little bit. When you're ahead, you got all the mo. We stop them here, and we're moving on to the regionals.
Well, they went for 2.
I don't disagree with the call. I think David Prescott did what he thought was best for his football team to win the football game in regulation. They have played very, very hard, and they had all the momentum right there, and they gave it a shot. They still got a long time to go, though, 4 minutes. They get a defense stand here, they're going to get it back.
3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. The Trojans will kick it off. Woodlawn will get it again, and the Panthers will need a couple of first downs to end it. And Tara will need to hold the Panthers. That is, if the Panthers get the ball after Martin kicks it. He'll kick it low, and this one is sailing down the field. And Mack is going to bring it back, and he'll charge out across the 40 and bring it out to about the 43-yard line.
I don't care how this one ends. I've been doing this for 7 years. I've seen the West Monroes of the world, the Evangels of the world. I've seen them all. Pal, this one takes the cake. I don't care where you see high school football tonight in America, you ain't going to see one better than this.
And just a prime example of how momentum, when you get the momentum, what you can do with it. And Tara got it. And now they trail by 1, and they need a stop. And so here we go.
David Prescott, Drew Nettles, Baton Rouge thanks you. So does the other 6 parishes that are watching this epic. This is a classic.
I'm going to make it 200,000 homes now.
This is a classic.
Watching the game from Woodlawn High School. The handoff is faked by Ferris, and Ferris keeps, and Ferris has 1 yard, and that's it on first down.
3 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Ferris appeared a little ginger as the field is really wet in the middle and didn't want to slip. Woodlawn 35, Tara 34. And if you're just tuning in, don't go to bed. Turn this one on at 10:30 and stay up till 2. It's going to be worth it.
Second down and 9 to go for Woodlawn. They lead by 1 point in the fourth quarter, and the handoff is to Spears, and Spears is taking the ball right up the middle, but the ball is fumbled, and Tara has the ball. Spears fumbles, the Trojans have the ball.
Well, the Tara offense will get a shot. The Woodlawn defense is going to have to stop them.
So there goes your strategy. You had to stop them, and they did. Actually, they stopped themselves, but Tara jumps on the football, and what a game we have going. Let's see if we can take a peek down here and find the fumble.
Here comes Spears. He's got good yardage right in the middle, and there's your strip. 62 just yanked it out of there. And it was a fumble. He was not down. Anthony Jones stripped it out of there.
And now Woodlawn goes on the defense. They have the lead, but they have to stop Tara. As here comes Campbell, handing the ball off, and running with it is Pearson out to the right side. Pearson is all the way to the 46-yard line of the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, Pearson has got to be a tired puppy. All night he draws Gransberry, and he's been, I would bet he's got probably 20 carries. Huh, Ralph Ladner? Tara will have to get it probably around the 10-yard line to have a shot at a field goal, 10 to 15-yard line.
Pearson and Chapman back there behind Campbell, as Campbell's going to give it this time to Pearson again, and Pearson, though this time is stopped.
1 minute and 45
the first down
seconds.
marker.
1 minute, 45 seconds. The clock is stopped for a measurement.
And the officials will bring the chains in.
Woodlawn is 1-1 in games in which they give up more than 17 points.
All right, look at the shot from Root Television Production. Here's the stretch of the chain. They shake it and they put it down, and it is a first down for the Tara Trojans.
Woodlawn beat Zachary. Woodlawn beat Zachary and lost to Catholic High. 9-1 Woodlawn is holding on.
First down from the 42.5-yard line for the Trojans. The handoff is to Pearson. Somebody has him by the shirt, and down he goes at the 39-yard line as Woodlawn got penetration that time, and they pulled Pearson to the ground inside the 40 at the 39, and the clock continues to go at 1 minute and 25 in the fourth quarter.
1 minute and 16 seconds. Tara driving for the win. Woodlawn looking to move on with the defensive stand.
There's the handoff again, and this time it's Chapman. Chapman has a hole. Chapman's running all the way down to the 5-yard line, to the 6, and Chapman broke loose and took it down the sideline.
1 minute and 3 seconds to go, and Tara has a shot inside the Woodlawn 10. Here it is, coming right at you.
Chapman kept his legs moving, and that enabled him to get out of a tackle and to put the ball down to the 6-yard line, and now we have a timeout. The Tara Trojans have called timeout.
57 seconds to go. Timeout. Dennis, I'm out of breath.
It's not over yet. We're coming back.
With spring approaching, don't let your pool problems stop you from enjoying the beautiful weather. Shop Pool and Spa World, your water spa.
Bring you the action. It's 35-34 as we set the situation for you again. 57 seconds to go.
Well, the mud.
Rest. First down and goal to go, and the handoff to the right side is down at about the 3-yard line. That time as Chapman gets it just inside the 4-yard line, but you see that for
so that Tara couldn't just run it down. And Woodlawn trying to conserve some clock. In case Tara does score, they'll have the football. Woodlawn got up 28-7 at the half. And Tara, the first 8 minutes of the second half, scored 2 touchdowns. Woodlawn did not run an offensive play. And since then, it's just been wild.
An unbelievable game. An electrifying football game. Spectacular. And coming to you on Cox 4, the live Cox 4 game of the week, the only live game in the great state of Louisiana.
If Woodlawn wins it, they'll go to Destrehan. If Tara wins it, the Wildcats are coming here.
Let's set the situation again. Second down, just inside the 4-yard line for the Tara Trojans. They're attacking, and Woodlawn's digging in on defense. Josh Campbell causes signals, and he gives it in the backfield to Pearson, who is down in the backfield for a 1-yard loss, and tackling Pearson back there was Scott, who got in the backfield for the Woodlawn Panthers.
Well, what's going to happen here is Tara's probably going to spike it and try and win it with a field goal. They got to stop the clock.
The old clock is ticking. It's ticking to 20 seconds, and here we go. Tara trails by a point. There's the run into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Schultz is in the end zone. Touchdown, Tara.
And the Trojans' comeback is complete. 15 seconds to go in this one, and Tara has taken the lead.
Schultz took it to pay dirt. He took it to the end zone. The Tara Trojans have the lead at Woodlawn.
And here it comes. The first time Tara has had the lead all night long with 15 seconds to go, and they lead it 40 to 35. And we'll go for 2.
40 to 35. Tara's trying to make the lead 7. And here is moving out to the left and nothing doing as Josh Campbell is knocked down. The extra point is no good, but Tara has the lead by 5, and the Trojans are elated across the way.
And the Tara offensive front needs a little credit, because these guys, they're wet, they're bruised, they're beat up, and they're still blocking.
Rob, I saw it and mentioned it in the second half. When it started out, the offensive linemen looked at the backs after they made the run, and they were encouraging their backs, telling those guys, young men, our teammates, come on. And those young men are blocking up front, and you have to credit the offensive line of the Tara Trojans.
Well, you've got to think here that Tara has been kicking the ball short most of the night. You've got to think they're going to kick this one deep. You don't want to give Woodlawn a chance at midfield to throw that thing up to Gransberry.
You know, Rob, normally you would say 15 seconds is not a lot of time, but after last Saturday, 15 seconds is a long time.
Yeah,
and so,
you're right.
You know what the Tigers did with it, so let's see what Woodlawn can do, but this is a big upset in the making if Tara can hold on and win, and they only have to run 15 seconds off the clock. If they can do that, they won't have a chance to run it. Woodlawn will have the ball, but if they can stop Woodlawn in a couple of plays, then the Trojans can win it. And a good call, Rob, as they kick it way down the field, and it's recovered by Woodlawn way down at their own 12-yard line, and the clock moved 3 seconds.
Well,
and so there are only 12 seconds left on the clock.
Well, what you might want to do here, Dennis, is remember back that LSU started at the 11, and the football is on the 11. So what I would do is I would throw it about 25 yards to Michael Clayton, let him call timeout, then rolls it towards the Tara bench, throw it to Devery Henderson, let him go 75 yards with it. But I'll bet you David Prescott has taught his defensive backs to knock it down.
And of course, something to remember, an interference call would only give you 15 yards, and so you can kind of play with that in mind as you are a defender back in the secondary. The throw is over the middle, and there's the same thing LSU did, and out of bounds it goes the Woodlawn receiver. That's Mack with the ball, but the clock now is down to 5 seconds.
Well, you got one shot. And But if you're going to take that shot, you go to the guy who can get you there. And that's Barris to Gransberry.
Well, barring a penalty, a defensive penalty, this could be the last play of the game.
This is the old right 93 Berlin, right here.
Well, the call has been made. The play is in the game. Ferris is in the shotgun, and now he's in the naked shotgun, back by himself, as he has everybody else out. And here's the charge after Ferris. Ferris throws it up in the air. The ball is intercepted by Tara. The Trojans win the football game.
Maybe the most unbelievable, improbable victory I have seen in high school football, Dennis McKay. The Trojans are tearing up the turf. And if you're Woodlawn,
the Tara Trojans have defeated the Woodlawn Panthers. They have come from 28-7 down at halftime to win it. And look at the young fans of Tara High School as they celebrated. They came out of the locker room a new football team in the second half, but they played hard the first half, and we made that statement more than one time.
They certainly did. They came back more than one time this season, as did Woodlawn in games. But Tara, tonight, will move on and host the Destrehan Wildcats, probably at Olympia Field next Friday night. And Dennis, I would have never believed it would have, but truly a game for the ages, as we have watched maybe one of the most unbelievable high school football games that I have ever seen.
Trusty Linedecker has David Prescott, a very happy David Prescott on the field.
What an emotional win. You went in at halftime losing 28-7. What a great comeback.
Yeah, you know, I can't say enough about this. This is one of the most fantastic games we've been around. The kids, they believed, the coaches believed. It was just a great effort by everybody.
I think you ought to give your coaches off tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, they deserve it. And the team, too. What a great effort. We beat a very good football team tonight. We're very fortunate, but our guys deserve some good luck in the night it happened.
David, congratulations so much. Good luck in the rest of the rounds.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. What an emotional win here for Tara, where they came back from a huge trail, 28-7 at halftime, to bring it back 40-35. God, emotions are going crazy right now, Victor.
I tell you what, you know, we talked about it before the game with the coaches when we talked to Drew Nettles and to David Prescott both, and they both said emotions will be a part of this thing. They said they wanted both teams to have a good time, and obviously Tara rode that emotional wave that came out in the second half, and we talked about it at halftime, took the wave, and a big win, a big-time win for Tara. Now, we can tell you that Tara, with the victory tonight, they will take on Carr, because Carr, seeded number 6 in the brackets, defeated Live Oak by the score of 27-7. So we will see Tara take on Carr. And with Carr being the higher seed, Tara being a lower seed, and getting the victory tonight, you can now look for Tara. If we understand the brackets correctly, Tara should be the home team. So we should see Tara against Carr down here in Baton Rouge for week 2 as Tara gets the victory tonight, 40-35. No, we've gone late tonight with the broadcast. We've got plenty of scores, so with no more breaks to give you, let's give you a rundown of some scores throughout the state before we say goodnight from here at the Jungle. We're going to start in Class 1A and work our way up. In 1A, Kentwood over Rose Pine tonight by the score of 29-6. It was number 8, St. Edmund, eliminating Gary Atkins and White Castle, 12-6. Southern Lab, number 11, they lose to Gaydon by the score of 27-6. So number 22 knocks out number 11 as the Kittens are one and done. And Dunham, number 2, they win easily over Newellton. That score was 47-6. Let's move to Class 2A, where Iota, number 8, defeats U-High. They eliminate the Cubs. 20-16 was that final score. Spring Hill, number 5, the first upset we had of the night. They lose at home to Episcopal. That score 20-17. Episcopal scores to make it 17-14. They go to kick the ball off, and the kicker unintentionally hits it underneath, only kicks it 10 yards. It's an unintentional onside kick. They recover and drive for the game-winning score. 20-17. Episcopal will now play in Baton Rouge in week 2 against Oakdale, as Oakdale beats St. Thomas Aquinas by the score of 28-21. It was Redeemer Seton over Northeast, a 14-19. Very good game, but the Vikings fall short. 23-20 is that final score. In 3A action, it was E.D. White, the biggest upset, and the first time we've had this since we've had PowerPoints. 20-19. E.D. White, number 1, loses to West St. Mary. So West St. Mary moves on and will play the winner of Jennings and Patterson. And that is Coach Tim Minton down at Patterson and Rusty Phelps at Jennings. They will get upstart number 32, West St. Mary. It was Turlings eliminating Paul DiStefano and Port Allen. Sonny Chaponche's team goes to 9-1 as the number 9 seeded Rebels from Turlings beat Port Allen 27-6. St. James beats Erath 33-18, and they will next take on Lutcher. Can you believe? Can you find a bigger second-round matchup? We may in 4A in a second, but St. James beats Erath 33-18. Lutcher beats Belle Chase by the score of 28-6. St. James and Lutcher next week in round 2. Parkview beats Manfield by the score of 24-8, the other big 3A score. Redemptress and West Feliciana did not have a report on that, but last we heard, Redemptress winning in control on that one. Let's go to 4A. Brobridge and Assumption. Brobridge eases past Assumption 45-0. They will next take on St. Thomas More. 2 district rivals, both ranked in the top 10. St. Thomas More beats Pineville 21-14. It was Plaquemine and Don Jones moving to 11-0. They defeat Sam Houston in a 13-20. 35-13 is that score. Baker, number 11, they now move to 10-0. They've lost 1 game in 2 years. They beat Chalmette 28-7. They will next take on Carr as Carr beat Live Oak by the score of 27-7. It was Bastrop beating Bishop Sullivan 60-6 was that final score. Now let's flip over to the 5A ranks. In fact, I think I mentioned Woodlawn and Terra earlier had a mismatch, a misquote on who they're playing. Let me straighten that for you now, and I apologize on that. In the 5A ranks, Destrehan beat West Jefferson by the score of 14-0. So Destrehan rated 8th. They play the winner of tonight's game with Terra and Woodlawn, so it'll actually be Terra taking on Destrehan. Destrehan, number 8, they beat West Jefferson 14-0. They will now take on Terra in the second round. I apologize for that mistake. Other scores in 5A. It was Byrd over Jesuit, 27-7. Byrd will now take on Catholic as Catholic beats Ruston tonight by the score of 24-20. So it'll be Catholic and Byrd, a 4-13 in round 2 in that 5A matchup. East St. John and Acadiana in a slugfest. Acadiana, seeded number 22, defeats East St. John 42-35 is that final score. Karen Crow and Santa Ma. Santa Ma is eliminated, a team that won 6 straight until last week, losing to this Woodlawn Panther football team. They lose tonight at Karen Crow 35-14 is that final score. Karen Crow will now take on Slidell, who beat Fontainebleau 49-17, and it was West Monroe over Como by the score of 35-7, and that is a wrap-up of the scores from around the state. But before we say goodnight from here in Woodlawn, let's go back up to the 2 guys that called one heck of a football game tonight for some final thoughts. Dennis McCain and Rob Mushmack. Guys, it's tough to find a better game than we had here at the Jungle tonight.
Definitely the best game in the state of Louisiana tonight as the Terra Trojans win it. But you know, Rob, we were talking up here, and when they went for 2, that was telling his defense, guys, I know you can stop them. We're going to go for 2, and you just stop them and give us the ball back, and we'll win it. You have some final stats.
Well, here we go. Rushing Terra, 303 yards. Woodlawn, 174. Passing, 87 for Terra. Woodlawn, 346. Total, 390 for Terra, 520 for Woodlawn. 21 first downs for Terra, 26 for Woodlawn. Probably the start of the game, turnovers. Terra 2, Woodlawn 5. 910 yards of offense in a high school football game, Dennis. And I'm going to tell you, both teams played to their suits. Terra's a good football team running the football. They had 303. Woodlawn can throw it. They had 346. But Terra, in the second half, controlled the clock and didn't make the turnovers. And in the end, they get the W. And they'll move on and they'll host Destrehan next week in the regional round, probably a game Friday night at Olympia.
Let's go back and look at the last play of the game as we see the interception and the win for Terra.
So right there, the interception at the end of the game, and Terra gets the W and a happy Terra sideline. And Dennis McCain, I know I've said it before, I've never seen anything like it in high school football.
It was just an outstanding football game, and I believe it was Pearson who got it. He did a good job back there all night for the Trojans.
An amazing football game at the Jungle. Terra moves on. Woodlawn will have to wait until next year, a game that took 3 hours to play, and it was worth every minute of the contest.
Well, certainly for Cox 4, for live Cox 4 football. We want to congratulate both teams for an outstanding season, and we want to thank them for a show tonight because both of these teams really played hard at Woodlawn High School, and Drew Nettles, a very disappointed head coach tonight for Woodlawn.
Well, Drew has done an outstanding job here at Woodlawn in his first year, and these guys will be back. It's an emotional game. Emotional on one end, excitement, emotion on the other side. It's just a roller coaster, Dennis, and Drew's done a fabulous job. His staff has done a great job. David Prescott got his guys going. Mike Moot, Coach Leindecker. Let's go down to Victor. There's nothing.
Well, Rob, I tell you what an outstanding game, and I can't tell you how much we enjoyed bringing it to all of you from the press box. Joe Toops is up here with us, and also Ralph Ladner in the box. With Rob Mushmack, I'm Dennis McCain, and we're going to say goodbye from the booth, but we're going to send it down to Victor to close things out. But, partner, we had a great one, and we will get together with Art Root Television Productions and decide on a game for next week, and we promised everybody that we would bring 4 outstanding football games to the Baton Rouge area, to 7 parishes, to 190,000, to 200,000 homes, and we're going to keep it coming in the playoffs. And our reputation, the games we've had in the past. We've done West Monroe Catholic, we have done Evangel, we've done some big teams. And last year we did Redemptorist Parkview. We're going to bring you some more big games only on the live game here in the Baton Rouge area, the only live game week to week in the state of Louisiana. So, Rob, we're going to say goodbye right now.
Well, and I'm glad to say it because I'm a tired camper, and I got to go to New Orleans for a little state volleyball action tomorrow.
For Rob Mushmack, I'm Dennis McCain, sending it down to the field to Victor Howell.
Rob and Dennis, thank you so much for the fantastic ball game we've had here tonight. I'm sitting here just drying off a little bit, and now that the game's over, the rain's going to stop. But, boy, what a second half we had here tonight at the Jungle. And, again, let me clarify, because right after the game we were looking at the brackets and actually had the 4A pulled up. Let me clarify again that the winner of tonight's game, Tara, by winning 40-35, they will now play Destrehan, number 8 in the 5A ranks, as Destrehan beat West Jeff tonight by the final score of 14-0. So Tara advances to play Destrehan. But again, with Tara being the lower seed and Destrehan being the higher seed and winning, we understand it correctly, that game should be in Baton Rouge in week number 2. So again, your final score from here in the Jungle, Tara wins it over Woodlawn 40-35 in one of the best second halves we may have seen ever on the Cox 4 game of the week. And we will look forward to seeing you at 6:30 rather, 1 week from tonight for round 2 of the state high school football playoffs. So for Jordy Collada on the Woodlawn sidelines, Tressie Leindecker on the Tara sidelines, and of course for Rob Mushmack and Dennis McCain and everybody with Root Productions and Cox 4, I'm Victor Howell. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday night for the live Cox 4 game of the week. Good night, everybody.
Fines are usually few and far between, but we're relying on Phil to spot any dating